Hey, which Twitch
We're on mine. Twitch dot um, Bruin 35. Okay. Let me put a post to apologize to people on here. Nope, not upload video. Idiot. Dumbass.
just Bruins 35, right?
Just without the S. Because someone has
Oh,
Bruins 35. Jackasses. Jackasses.
hey, what's up, Dan?
Hey, Dan.
Oh, nope, oh, gotta mute that, mute that. All right, I got it going on one monitor just so I can see things as they come in.
Yeah. Alright, accept. I feel bad because I wanted to put this on to stream it on YouTube also, but Streamlabs said, go fuck yourself. Oh, that's so unfortunate, man. That makes me sad. Makes me sad. So I'm gonna get this stupid. There we go. I just wanted to get the stupid fucking spinning circle out of the way. There we go. Move that around a little bit, make it a little bit better. Now we just wait, and hopefully all our BabyMetal friends will join. If not, they can watch the VOD. Give them a couple minutes, get people a couple minutes to join after I just uploaded the post. Let me see if there's a way. Wait, could I possibly just go live on my own personally on YouTube? A lot of people are saying to just go to OBS Studio now, at least on the old Google machine. I wonder. I wonder how weird that would be to go live. Do everything. Be like, fuck it, we're doing it. Can I open up another? I just want a new tab open on a different. Oh, I haven't even. Did I? You're able to see everything, right?
I can see.
Okay.
Just says BabyMetal on there right now.
Okay. I just want to make sure. Click in the YouTube, create, go live. Check in YouTube Studio for something. I want to see how this works. Okay. That's unfortunate. Okay. Well, let's go. Let's start watching this, and we'll just wait, and people can come and join us while we're watching. Last time on Dragon Ball Z. I'm kidding.
Hi, and welcome to the first unhelpful
you forgot to put your
and not
headset
so
on?
extended.
My fault. I was waiting for you to get ready, then I wasn't ready.
Meanwhile, I've been ready this whole time.
All right. Now I'm ready.
Okay, let's do this. Now we're ready.
Hi, and welcome to the first unhelpful and or not so extensive, fully comprehensive guide to BabyMetal, voiced by a real-life.
Okay, whoever's calling me during this, you're an asshole. Okay, we're good. Sorry.
Human being, that is.
Stupid Mac Mini.
My name is GabyMetal, and as a devoted fan to BabyMetal, I will be your narrator and guide today. This should be entertaining, and so far, after 16 months on YouTube, I have only ever been called boring one time. So, I would say I have a pretty good track record of
Gabby,
being
you're boring.
entertaining.
I'm kidding.
But my record on not offending people with silly jokes is far worse. So that's your one and only warning. So, what is BabyMetal?
Got that Pokemon soundtrack.
BabyMetal's story begins in 2010 in Tokyo, Japan. They are a Japanese kawaii metal band.
God damn it! We just started!
Matt, man.
What do you want from...
Kawaii.
I need
Kawaii
you
is the Japanese word for cute.
to get
and
YouTube
kawaii metal.
Premium.
Do you want to pay me for YouTube Premium?
No, you broke bastard.
Yeah, say
Metal is a subgenre of metal
YouTube Premium
that
is not
BabyMetal
cheap.
created. So if you do
Fucker.
listen to any kawaii metal bands, know that BabyMetal did it first. While they began small, BabyMetal's live performances have grown to be quite the spectacle, to include acted-out rituals, crucifixes, all manner of lights, fog, fire, and confetti. And any fan today will tell you there is nothing quite like a live BabyMetal show, which you must witness to understand.
Oh my god, what is that?
But in any case, BabyMetal didn't start off selling out arenas. BabyMetal were not formed like a typical metal band. They didn't meet in the drummer's mom's garage for practice after school or scrape together money to replace snapped guitar strings. Nope. Instead, they were created within a Japanese all-girl idol group called Sakura Gakuin. Today, it is possible to be a huge BabyMetal fan while knowing precious little about Sakura Gakuin. In relation to what BabyMetal is in 2026 and beyond, Sakura Gakuin holds little influence anymore and has not existed for 5 years at this point. However, BabyMetal's inception and early existence is intrinsically tied to Sakura Gakuin, and BabyMetal, in fact, owes its existence to it. Furthermore, if you want to be taken seriously as a BabyMetal fan, you will be expected to have at least a passing familiarity with Sakura Gakuin, at least as it pertains directly to BabyMetal. So as we continue in this video, if you ever find yourself wondering, why are we talking so much about Sakura Gakuin? That's why. So moving on, BabyMetal started as a subgroup of Sakura Gakuin, which again was an all-girl J-pop idol group whose theme revolved around a fictional school life, within which there were multiple subgroups or clubs for the girls to be a part of. Sakura Gakuin was also first created in 2010, just like BabyMetal. As stated in prior guides, it should be emphasized that Sakura Gakuin was not a real school, and each girl had to attend a real school outside their activities with Sakura Gakuin. Now, this idol group typically consisted of 10 to 12 girls, each between the ages of 10 and 15. Members would leave Sakura Gakuin once they completed junior high school. They would hold an actual graduation, and new members would transfer into the group once the oldest members departed. At the time Sakura Gakuin formed in 2010, producer Kei Kobayashi, hereafter referred to as BabyMetal, a lifelong metal fan working for the talent agency Amuse Incorporated, the agency that also owned Sakura Gakuin itself, BabyMetal had a daring idea. What if, he asked, you could take the melodic singing and precise choreographed dance energy of J-pop idols and fuse it with the crushing guitars and thunderous drums of heavy metal? For the record, that's probably not how he sounds. He found his lead singer in Suzuka Nakamoto, a charismatic young performer with a remarkable voice and stage presence, who just so happened to be a founding member of Sakura Gakuin. BabyMetal paired Suzuka with two younger girls also in Sakura Gakuin, named Moa Kikichi and Yui Misuno. Now, one of them would later leave the group, but more on that later. Their synchronized dance moves would become a hallmark of the band's performance style, remaining so to this day. Suzuka was given the stage name Su-Metal, Yui became Yui-Metal, and Moa became Momometal, each name reflecting their fusion of idol identity with metal spirit. Their subunit in Sakura Gakuin was labeled at the time the Heavy Music Club, and they debuted publicly on November 28, 2010, at a Sakura Gakuin show, marking BabyMetal's first live performance. The group's very first music piece, Doki Doki Morning, appeared on the Sakura Gakuin compilation album released in April 2011, and then as a limited edition DVD single that year. This began a tiny yet rapidly spreading wave of international attention.
Chapter 2.
Although BabyMetal began with limited audience awareness, their YouTube presence changed everything. An abridged version of the music video for Doki Doki Morning, uploaded to Toy Factory's YouTube channel on October 12, 2011, spread beyond Japan. Western viewers were simultaneously intrigued and baffled. In 2012, they toured Japan under their own independent shows while releasing the singles for some of their earliest songs like Headbanger and Ijime Dame Zettai. This gained them recognition at both home and abroad. Somewhere amidst this time, their fan community adopted a fox sign hand symbol, and the term kitsune began use within the fandom. This fox sign originally came from the fact that when the girls of BabyMetal first saw the devil horns from metal fans, they mistook the symbol for a fox, like in Fox Shadowplay, and decided to adopt this as their version of the horn.
Crashed for a second.
Okay.
Bro.
What this shit?
You can hear me, right? I'm backing up real quick.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
The fucking dude, am I still alive? All right. It shows the connection's unstable right now. But
They came out and replaced the stuff, right?
yep.
Have you reset your router since then?
Yep. Let me just check to see what my speeds are right now. Dude, that's really frustrating. Dude, I knew it. I was like, it's gonna mess up. I'm like, we're planning this, and Spectrum's just gonna come through on effing everything up. Yeah, my ping's at 98 right now. But all right. If Eric, you're on the video, right?
I am. I can see the video.
Okay.
I'm on the stream.
All right. Tell me how it looks right now.
It's fine.
Because I'm playing it.
By March 2013, Su-Metal graduated from Sakura Gakuin due to their age limitations.
It
The
looks fine
original
on
likely course of
what you're showing
action
me.
would have been for
However, it's
BabyMetal to
not,
end.
we're not live.
It says it's showing that we're live on my thing right now. Maybe is it delayed?
You are not live.
I'm literally looking at the stream manager and everything. It says refresh.
I'll refresh.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we're live.
Okay. All right.
I guess that was an issue on my end now. Okay. Back to the documentary.
Me being on Streamlabs, being like, "Hey, refresh the thing," and it was like, "Do you want to join Twitch today?" I'm like, "Wait, what?" Hold on. Refresh for the video to be up to date. Sorry. Spectrum sucks bows.
Hey, don't be negative and don't.
I will be negative. I will be negative.
BabyMetal graduated from Sakura Gakuin due to their age limitations, and the original likely course of action would have been for BabyMetal to end. However, BabyMetal did not end. It had proved so popular that Amuse decided it would continue as an independent band. This marked the official split of BabyMetal from Sakura Gakuin, and though Moa and Yui did continue with Sakura Gakuin until their respective graduations, they did remain with BabyMetal also, and continued performing as BabyMetal and Sakura Gakuin members until their graduation in 2015, at which point they became full-time and exclusive members of BabyMetal.
Oh yeah. Oh, it wasn't that part.
Now, before we get further into the journey of BabyMetal as a separate group, let's introduce you to the members of the band. Every member deserves a video of their own, due to how dense their histories are. So I will put on screen here some member-specific videos that you can watch after this one. However, in order to understand what BabyMetal is, you do need a grasp on some basics of each member. The team of BabyMetal can be broken down into 3 basic categories. The main trio, who does the singing and dancing. The backing band, known as the Kami Band, who plays all the instruments at live performances. And then there is a third category that I will refer to as BabyMetal HQ, which is everyone else who supports BabyMetal in managing them, writing songs, and creating and teaching dance choreography. It's important to note before we continue in introducing the BabyMetal members that all members of the team are important, and BabyMetal would not truly exist without each one of them. But if you want to get down to brass tacks, by far, the most important and irreplaceable part of the team is the main trio. They are what truly set BabyMetal apart from everyone else in the metal sphere, and they are the mascots of the team. In fact, much like the idols that inspired their inclusion in the metal project to begin with, each member of the trio has their own unofficial fan club within the fandom.
That is very
Many
true.
fans have a favorite member and will express this fact vocally and loudly. So again, we have a lot to cover in this video, and I will only give the necessary information in these introductions for you to understand their importance in BabyMetal and give a little bit of their personality.
Spring is in the air, and it's the perfect time to refresh your sleep. Think lighter.
First up, we have Sumetal. Birth name, Suzuka Nakamoto. Born December 20th, 1997 in Hiroshima, Japan. Before we get started on Suzuka, I'd like to clear up a common misconception. Many will tell you that Sumetal is 5 foot and 1 inches tall. Even Google still says this, and when she began her career with BabyMetal, sure, it was probably true. However, what many fans forget, and also Google forgets, Sumetal was still growing when she joined BabyMetal. And since then, she has grown to be somewhere around 5 foot 3 inches. While she was once the tallest member, she is no longer, but we will get to that later. She has spent her entire life performing, starting as young as 3 years old, acting and singing on camera.
Jeez.
At age 8,
Yep.
she was accepted into the Actors School of Hiroshima, wherein she was first part of a named group.
She's been doing it for a long time.
Tween. Tween consisted of her and her older sister Himika, but their existence was brief and did not extend beyond Suzuka's time at the school. Suzuka auditioned for and was signed by Amuse Talent Agency in 2007, at which point she joined a group called Karen Girls. Karen Girls was a 3-piece J-pop group that was created for the sole purpose of singing songs for an anime called Zettai Karen Children, and the band disbanded after the anime concluded a year later. Suzuka's next musical endeavor would come in the form of becoming a founding member of Sakura Gakuin, that school-themed J-pop idol group we talked about earlier.
でもなぜかアフリカの真珠っていうの
ああ惜しい中本樹の字が間違ってる
Immediately upon the creation of Sakura Gakuin, Suzuka was chosen by producer BabyMetal as the lead singer for the Heavy Music Club, better known today as the beginnings of BabyMetal. The Heavy Music Club took most of Suzuka's time during her days in Sakura Gakuin, but you can still find videos of Suzuka's performances of songs that were not tied to BabyMetal, as she still participated in Sakura Gakuin's other activities. She even became student council president in her last year at Sakura Gakuin, further illustrating her natural-born leadership mentality, which would and does still come into play in BabyMetal's interactions with media. Sumetal still tends to lead interview Q&As, and, of course, she is still the lead singer of BabyMetal. Speaking of lead singing, while Sumetal always takes the lead singer role, she also has 4 solo songs that I will list in order of creation.
We've watched one.
Akatsuki,
2 of them, actually.
Rondo of Nightmare, Amore, and No Rain, No Rainbow. Sadly, the last time any of these were performed was April 2021, wherein Sumetal played piano and sang No Rain, No Rainbow. Since then, she has not sang any of these solo songs. Now, this applies to all BabyMetal's members to different degrees of intensity, but since Sumetal has done the most speaking, I will bring it up here. Sumetal and her counterparts in the trio have all worked extremely hard to improve their English-speaking skills in interviews.
Gimme Choco lyrics mean it is about girls and women who love to eat chocolate, but they are afraid about putting on weight.
Comparing the early interviews to the most recent, you can see a wild difference.
We're so happy to be back in Hong Kong. We had a act out this after lunch, and then we are so excited to see our fans.
And they have even made an effort to speak in other languages as well. BabyMetal also has English words sprinkled throughout many of their actual songs, and they even have a few entirely in English, such as Believing, From Dusk Till Dawn, and the English versions of The One and Elevator Girl. Sumetal has always dreamed of becoming a singer-songwriter, and obviously she achieved the first part almost immediately. But what you might not know without digging a bit is that Sumetal has also now achieved the songwriter portion of this dream at least twice. First, with being a credited lyricist for Divine Attack, off of BabyMetal's 2023 album The Other One, and more recently, being the main credited songwriter for Metal Fourth's White Flame, releasing in 2025. While Sumetal was chosen in 2010
My favorite
for
song off of
BabyMetal
the new
due to
album,
her
too.
powerful vocal talent and charismatic stage presence, she has never stopped evolving her voice and adding talents to her toolkit. She surprises fans and non-fans alike with her incredible vocal range, having recently sang on a collaborative song with Tatsuya Kitani for the anime Hell's Paradise intro song for Season 2. This song has been highlighted by many fans as the highest pitch Sumetal has consistently
I have to
sung
watch
in
that.
throughout the
I
duration
saw
of the
season
song.
1 and I liked it.
Oh, and by the way, Sumetal also learned how to rap for their song BMC,
I don't think I've watched.
and did so again in
Hell's
2025 with the
Paradise.
release of Kawaii. Though there
It's,
was a small section of the
It's weird
fandom
and
that
slow start, but I think you'll
did
like
not
it.
realize that the rapping in Kawaii was Sumetal at first. Not that I was one of them.
We're sorry.
Now, despite Sumetal being an absolute force of nature on stage,
Damn it,
commanding
Gabby.
audiences and being the only human being who can win a staring contest against Medusa, the real Suzuka, behind the persona known as Sumetal, is kind of a huge dork.
Popcorn, potato chips, chocolate, cookies, lots of snacks. Yeah. I'm afraid to go alone.
And as many fans will agree, we use that term in the most endearing way. There is an underlying silliness and fun-loving quality behind every stare, and yes, even every crucifix. And these qualities are not exclusive to Sumetal. It's time to talk about the Princess of Mischief,
Isn't
Momometal.
this a Diddy Kong rap? It
Momometal,
is.
real name Moa Kikuchi, was born on July 4th, 1999 in Nagoya, Japan. And as the mother of BabyMetal video guides once said,
American independence who? I only know Momometal.
Momometal fills one of the 2 spots of the dance unit entitled Scream and Dance, While the dance part can be taken rather literally, the scream part of Scream and Dance is often misunderstood to simply be referring to the backing vocals provided by the members who aren't the lead singer. But if you want a good example of what the scream part really is, you can watch Moa's performance of GJ in 2021.
I want
Mother-
Pat Brown work too.
Oh my god, bro.
What do you want from
Get an
me?
ad blocker.
Essentially,
Get
the
an
scream and
ad
dance
blocker.
position gives the responsibility of guiding the audience in what parts of the song they are meant to shout or scream back to the group on stage. The position is about connecting the audience to the girls on stage with active, guided participation. You are not simply meant to watch, you are meant to be interacting directly with BabyMetal. And this practice is taken directly from J-pop idol practices. Now, if there are two things you should know about Momometal up front, the first of these is that Momometal is seriously short, standing at just shy of 5 feet tall. She is small. You might catch Momometal telling you she's not, though. Additionally, Momometal's smallness is consistently referenced in the fandom, and often joked about. In fact, insisting Momometal is not short has become such a recurring joke that you would be forgiven for actually believing she's not small, but she is. She is small, and short, and she's short, and she's small. Now, the only Momometal fact that can rival just how small she is how much she loves food. Momometal loves food. You may think you love food, but you don't. Momometal loves food. And we'll talk about it in nearly every interview you see her in. If the window to talking about food is even slightly cracked, Momometal will swoop in and open up that window as if escaping a burning building to proclaim her love for food. Now that that's out of the way, let's talk about Momometal's actual BabyMetal history. Momometal began her performance career young, though not as young as Sumetal, and was signed by Muse in 2007 after winning the Chowgirl audition competition, which consisted of 10,000 contestants, which is frankly
Jesus.
absurd and a testament to how invaluable she would become. In 2010, just like Suzuka, Moa joined the group Sakura Gakuin, though in Moa's case, she would join not only the heavy music club, later known as BabyMetal, but she also took part in other subunits of Sakura Gakuin, such as the Mini Patti Cooking Club and the Twinkle Stars Baton Club. It is nary relevant to BabyMetal in 2026, but as a fan, you should probably know, Moa's bandana was green. You'll just get points for knowing that. As stated before, Momometal was a part of BabyMetal from day one, and even after Sumetal graduated in 2013, Momometal continued to be part of the standalone group BabyMetal while continuing her time at Sakura Gakuin. By the time she graduated in 2015 and went off into the sunset with BabyMetal full-time, she too, like Sumetal, had become student council president. And just to throw it out there, of all the BabyMetal members, if any one of them were to run for like a real-life president position, Momometal would be the best fit.
American Independence Who? I only know Momometal.
Throughout BabyMetal's performance history, Moa has truly lived up to her nickname, Angel of Love, sometimes referred to as the Angel of Smile. She is the most interactive with fans, especially her female fans, and she was the smiliest permanent member of BabyMetal for 13 years. Again, more on that later. Now, next up in our trio is BabyMetal. BabyMetal, real name Yui Misono, is the first and only former permanent member of BabyMetal's lineup. BabyMetal's time with BabyMetal started with its inception and ended in 2018. We will cover the details of Yui's departure, but first, let's just celebrate BabyMetal for a moment. Yui was born on June 20th, 1999 in Kanagawa, Japan, just a few weeks before Moa was born. Like Moa, Yui also began her public life at an early age, such as magazine and TV commercial work. Yui was signed by Muse and joined Sakura Gakuin at the exact same time as Moa. Like Moa, Yui was also a part of the Sakura Gakuin subunits Twinkle Stars and Mini Patti Cooking Club, though Yui's bandana was yellow. Yui and Moa spent so much time together they may as well have been real sisters. Likewise, BabyMetal chose both Yui and Moa as a pair when selecting them for BabyMetal, primarily due to their similar height giving them something of a twin effect. They came in together and did everything together. I know I said we were going to celebrate Yui, but I believe remembering her closeness to Moa is one of the most important ways to honor Yui's lasting legacy in BabyMetal. Now, to set Yui apart from Moa, Yui is widely considered to be the best dancer in BabyMetal, past and present, at least in terms of precision. Moa did have to work harder to become as good as she is. But Yui seemed a natural talent, and even gained the nickname YuiBot, in part due to this incredible precision, but also her lag in interviews is often cited as a reason for that nickname as well. Robots lag, and so does Yui. And by lag, I mean being really, really alert during every moment of every interview ever.
関係なくいろんなジャンルが好きな方がいて。
Also, Yui loves tomatoes.
True.
According to Sumetal, she eats them raw.
No problem.
Her love for tomatoes has caused fans to this day to refer to her as Tomato Princess, or use tomato emojis when referring to her in text form. Anyways, back to BabyMetal. YuiMetal filled the second position of Scream and Dance, alongside Momometal, personifying one of her other nicknames, Angel of Dance. For 8 years, YuiMetal gave herself to BabyMetal. But in 2018, she officially left the group due to medical concerns from her doctor. The details of her medical issues have never been disclosed, and frankly, they shouldn't be, despite what some fans want.
Agreed.
She gave an official statement in which she thanked the fans and apologized for her absence leading up to her official departure. Just recently in 2025, Amuse officially removed Yui from contract, and she is now officially and by all ties done with the entertainment industry.
I think
Motherfucker.
taxes are
As long
something
as she's
that
happy,
makes all
man,
of us
like, let her
panic,
be,
whether or not you
you
want
know?
to admit it.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
being said, YuiMetal was an inexplicably important part of BabyMetal in its most formative years, and remains an integral part of their history. Some fans hold on to her too hard, and others brush her off too easily, depending on which members they prefer, and when they became a fan, but as most things, the right place to be lies somewhere in the middle. What's important is that YuiMetal is now living her life in peace. That brings us to the fourth member of the trio and the most recent addition to Team BabyMetal. Momometal, birth
Mega
name
Man songs,
Momoko
dude.
Okazaki, was born in Fukuoka Prefecture, in wouldn't you know it, the country called Japan. Because it is one of her many nicknames, and because it is exceedingly fun to say, I will mostly refer
Love
to
this
Momoko
Anakin
from here on
tattoo.
as simply Momo. Though you should know she has many other nicknames to include Momo-chan, Moko-chan, Momito, and my actual favorite nickname, Momozilla, which really only began getting popular in 2025. Now, Momo began performing significantly later in life than all the other BabyMetal girls, having little record of performing or modeling prior to signing with Amuse in 2014, though she did some dance training beginning at age 9. While in Sakura Gakuin, she notably was also part of the Mini Potty Cooking Club, and donned the yellow bandana just like YuiMetal, which is the closest thing to real-life prophecy you could really hope for. It's also worth noting that Momo's dream was to dance and become a backup dancer to a famous artist. How fitting that she would one day fill the shoes of the Angel of Dance YuiMetal. So how does Momo set herself apart from her peers so quickly in any given environment? It's pretty simple, really. Have you ever been around someone who smiles so much that their happiness is infectious? That's Momo. Remember how I said that Momometal was the smiliest BabyMetal member for 13
Oh
years?
god, that is scary looking.
That is because it was 13 years into BabyMetal's life that Momo officially joined the team. And no one outsmiles Momo.
No one.
Momo smiles like her life depends on it. Like she is trying to convince you that there is, in fact, no war in Ba Sing Se. Where Sumetal brought the voice, Momometal brought the love, and YuiMetal brought the moves, Momometal brought the joy. If there is one thing that every fan can plainly see about Momo, it is that when she joined BabyMetal, everyone became visibly happier. On stage and in interviews, this is not a debatable fact. BabyMetal's years without YuiMetal and without a third member were tough for the fans, and for BabyMetal. But Momometal came into BabyMetal knowing that the best way to cheer up a sour attitude is getting them to laugh really hard. It truly shows that Momo's dad in real life is a well-known Japanese comedian. Now, Momo is just barely squeezing out to the spot of tallest BabyMetal member. But that's not why they call her Momozilla. No, not yet. We haven't gotten to that part. See, Momo did not have the opportunity to join the heavy music club when she was in Sakura Gakuin, even though she specifically expressed that desire, as BabyMetal separated from Sakura Gakuin the year prior to Momo joining, in 2015. So instead, she did not see a stage with BabyMetal until 2019, and did not officially join them as a permanent member until 2023. So what was she doing that whole time? Well, again, we have full videos on the members and their individual lives, but I will give you a lightning round of the most notable fan-known events from 2014 to 2023. And keep in mind that some of these overlap. Momo performed with Sakura Gakuin as stated in Minipati Cooking Club and Science Logica Club until she graduated in 2018. Momo modeled for Loveberry magazine. Momo was in a movie called Mischievous Kiss in 2016. Momo sang and danced in a well-known by fans video called Gu Choke Pa de Pumpkin, and it is absolutely delightful. Momo performed in the Black Butler musical as Elizabeth Midford in 2017 and 2018, and is the only time Momo has had blonde hair. Though, like, it's probably a wig, right? In August of 2019, after graduating from Sakura Gakuin and after studying English abroad for a year, Momo made her first appearance on a stage with BabyMetal at Super Slippa 10 as an Avenger. The Avengers were a team of backup dancers for BabyMetal that filled the void of Yui Metal's absence between the time she departed and when Momometal was officially named a permanent member. So no, this was not yet Momometal's debut. We will cover the Avengers more extensively, but for now, just know that they are specifically not permanent members of BabyMetal. Don't believe me? Here's Momo auditioning for a spot in a K-pop group called Kepler as part of a 2021 competition, clearly indicating that she was not yet fully committed to BabyMetal just yet. But honestly, we can't be that mad about that because this competition gave us some truly iconic moments. Most notably, Momo playing a Blackpink song on kazoo. No self-respecting BabyMetal fan can call themselves as such without being familiar with this kazoo performance. Just one of many silly moments that technically have nothing to do with BabyMetal, and yet fans bring it up constantly anyway. That's the idol culture, baby. Say what you will about it, but its roots are the reason for this sort of member-focused attention. Don't pretend like you don't love every minute of this. Now we have a grasp on the trio of girls that make up what truly makes BabyMetal different from any other group. But we do still have to talk about a few other members of the team. Don't worry, these sections will be far more brief, but you should know about them.
$10
Oh
for
my
large,
dear God.
$10 for any three toppings. $10 for your choice
Fuck
of hot
off,
crust,
Pizza Hut.
Only at Pizza Hut.
Damn, I haven't
Like a
had pizza
relentless weed,
in so long.
moderate to severe
Same.
ulcerative colitis symptoms can keep.
First, and most importantly, you heard me mention Kei Kobayashi, better known as KobaMetal. He is the brains behind BabyMetal. He is the one who came up with the idea, handpicked its original members, and he remains the manager to this day. KobaMetal is also primarily responsible for any of the fictional lore you hear about surrounding BabyMetal, but trust me when I say you really don't need to know the lore to understand BabyMetal. I will bring up what you need to know about, but it is truly a topic for another video. Oh hey look, a video. Anyway, KobaMetal had been a producer at Amuse Talent Agency since 1996, and is a long-time fan of metal music. Part of his inspiration to create BabyMetal had to do with his feeling that, in his eyes, metal was in need of some serious Gen Z, if it was going to become more popular again.
I'm old! Oh, I'm like the Crypt Keeper!
But it wasn't until he heard Suzuka sing with the Karen Girls that he was able to confidently say,
What have you done?
Trust me!
Suzuka's vocals were so powerful that he was confident she would not be overpowered by loud and thunderous drums and guitar of metal music. Now, on to Mikiko Misono, or Mikiko Metal. In case you haven't noticed by now, everyone who becomes a part of BabyMetal is given a metal name, which usually just means sloppily slapping metal at the end of your name. I find the simplicity of this trope rather amusing when seeing the lengths to which KobaMetal went to confuse us all with his nonsensical lore. Anyway, Mikiko Metal is BabyMetal's choreographer, a position not commonly needed in a metal band. But this is BabyMetal we're talking about. Mikiko Metal was already working for Amuse before the formation of BabyMetal, and KobaMetal just walked across the hall and promptly stole her talents for his own purpose, to make BabyMetal the dance freaks that they are. She was able to create a new form of choreography that would work with metal music, making her yet another pioneer within this BabyMetal project. Creativity and innovation truly found a home at Amuse in 2010. And it may be stating the obvious, but Without the dancing in BabyMetal, well, they truly would just be another good metal band struggling to stand out in a sea of talent. Now lastly, for our BabyMetal band members, we would be remiss if we did not discuss, the band. See, the music of BabyMetal is largely written and produced by a variety of talents, and when BabyMetal first performed live, they began sharing the stage with the Baby Bones Band. This version of BabyMetal's backing band did not, in fact, play the instruments, but rather held guitars, bass, and drumsticks in their hands while dancing around and trying honestly not that hard to look authentic. Which I think is actually more respectable than attempting to pass it off as real. They knew what they were. However, eventually in March of 2014, a team of live-playing session musicians became a permanent fixture of BabyMetal's live performances. This backing band became known as the Kami Band, and they are still a part of BabyMetal today, though they have changed members multiple times. For Kami Band East, who performed with BabyMetal from 2014 to 2023, we have these guys right here. A special mention to the late Mikio Fujioka, who was a phenomenal guitar player for the band and even gained his own nickname, Kogami. He passed away in 2018, sadly, due to injuries sustained after he fell while he was stargazing. Now for the Kami Band West, who began playing with BabyMetal in 2019, and have now become the regular performing band for BabyMetal internationally. However, I wouldn't get too attached.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I didn't read any of that shit. It was too fast.
Just Anthony Baran,
Despite
the
them
drummer
not
since
playing the instruments,
2019.
BabyMetal's identity truly lies
pretty much
with
is
the
no
main
longer
trio
with
of
the
girls,
band.
and the
They
Kami
have a new
Band
drummer.
thus far has always been designed to consist of replaceable members, which may sound bad, but many of the Kami Band members, both East and West, have other career involvements outside of BabyMetal.
They did have a new
and
bassist
families
for
with
a
young
couple of
children.
their shows, but
So
I
having their
believe
position be fillable by someone else is not a
the
bad
bassist
thing,
is back.
and is frankly the name of the game
the one
for
that's
session
been normally
musicians
doing it.
like them. Now, have you had enough of member bios? Great. Now we can finally start the video. We will soon go through a timeline of events that got BabyMetal to where they are today, but first, now that we have some member-specific information covered, there are some general BabyMetal isms to be aware of as a blossoming fan, or if you're just curious. First, remember when we talked about the fox sign that BabyMetal uses instead of the devil horns that metalheads have been using for the better part of a century? We called it a kitsune. Well, kitsune is also a term used for fans. This is an individual term, however, and the entire fandom as a whole is referred to as the One, a term coined by BabyMetal themselves for which they wrote a song of the same name in both Japanese and English. Now, sometimes girl fans call themselves megitsunes instead of kitsune, which is just the female version, and also the name of one of BabyMetal's earliest and most beloved songs. Another thing to know, BabyMetal always greets and says goodbye in the exact same way.
Momometal. We are BabyMetal.
They always greet one at a time and begin with Sue, working down from eldest to youngest member.
Hello, Hong Kong. Momometal です。
Momometal です。Momometal です。
Mo de hi. BabyMetal.
In Japanese, one introduces themselves by saying your name, followed by the word des. Since this word sounds like the English word death, BabyMetal intentionally flubs the word and blurs the line between des and death. And yes, they also have a song about this trope as well.
Mago,
Listo.
Oh my god.
2 minutos.
Guerrero.
Leave me alone,
Bro,
alright?
They like to make songs
get
about this.
commercials
So when
in
they introduce
Spanish?
themselves or when they perform
Yeah,
the
I'm
song BabyMetal Death, and you ask yourself, are they saying des or death? The answer is yes. Now that we have covered the greeting, the way they say goodbye is also always the same, though much easier to understand.
See you. See you. See you. See you. See you. See you. See you.
Now, besides how they say hello and goodbye, BabyMetal has another catchphrase you should know, and one that is marked online commonly with an acronym.
Only the fox got nose.
Exactly what it is.
Only the fox god knows. And it is what BabyMetal says in interviews whenever they cannot or do not want to answer a question. The fox god is a part of the fictional BabyMetal lore, and in the lore, BabyMetal are messengers of the fox god, here to spread metal to the world and also to just save heavy metal. GabyMetal is their intermediary and helps interpret the words of the Fox God to Sue, Moa, Yui, and Momo. Most of the lore is not important for you to know as a fan, but you should really know at least who the Fox God is. Last note before we begin following BabyMetal's journey is, be aware, April 1st is known as Fox Day, and on this day, BabyMetal has a long history of revealing large-scale announcements to their fans. It is BabyMetal's holiday. Just last year, in 2025, BabyMetal released a look at their new costume design, a look at their upcoming tour schedule, and officially announced a brand new album that would later release that year. Alright, so now you know what you need to know about Su-Metal, Momometal, Yui-Metal, and Momometal. You've been introduced to Koba-Metal and Mikiko-Metal to understand what goes on behind the scenes, and you can recognize some of the Kami Band members. You've learned some basic lore and BabyMetal isms that illustrate the core of their personality, so let's get into some BabyMetal performance history. Let's see how BabyMetal went from metal band separated from Sakura Gakuin to absolute global sensation, now that its individual pieces have been made clear to you.
Chapter 6.
In November of 2010, BabyMetal had their very...
What?
The stream is closed on my end.
It's showing
Share
that.
Screen, sir.
Oh,
for me, yeah.
Oh, I was like, what's wrong? Oh, you got it.
Yep, it's back.
Dude, Discord does that for some reason. Like, it just randomly closes
their first ever
shit.
song, Doki Doki Morning.
I wonder if there's a timer.
Please take note of the white t-shirt man giving 110%. Be like the white t-shirt man. Back during this performance, BabyMetal was still with Sakura Gakuin, so that song was released on a Sakura Gakuin album, and then later as a digital single. And as mentioned before, a music video in 2011. Doki Doki Morning's music video going viral led to, in March 2012, a collaboration CD between BabyMetal and the Japanese band Akiba of Akiba, which featured each band covering each other's songs. Akiba of Akiba covered Doki Doki Morning, and BabyMetal covered Animation with You. They would also later perform these songs live. In August 2012, BabyMetal performed at the Summer Sonic Music Festival in Japan, becoming the youngest performers to ever join their lineup. Summer Sonic is a long-established festival, having began in the year 2000, and when BabyMetal joined the lineup for this performance, they were given a small stage by the food court, which was typically meant for like stand-up comedians, and the tickets were sold out before BabyMetal even joined the festival. They were worried that because of this, there wouldn't be a turnout for their performance, but despite this, their performance drew crowds in. On October 6th of that same year, 2012, the first ever emergence of the Kami Band appeared to audiences for 2 songs. Though as mentioned before, they would not become a permanent fixture until 2 years later. More importantly, however, October 6 was also the first appearance of Black BabyMetal. It is important to know what Black BabyMetal is for any self-respecting BabyMetal fan. Beginning with their very first album, BabyMetal created a sub-unit within themselves, called Black BabyMetal. It consisted of all the same members as regular BabyMetal minus Su-Metal. So the Kami Band remained on stage and Moa and Yui Metal took center focus. Black BabyMetal, in a functional sense, was created to give Su-Metal a break during performances, but they did not sing Su-Metal's songs. They created their very own songs, and they were intended to fall under a different genre, a more hip-hop nu metal oriented sound. In fact, they even sampled a brief Limp Bizkit clip in their most popular Black BabyMetal song, Anadari Daisakusen. Also, I think it's really funny that when I had my phone read the script to me, it said...
We're gonna have to hear that song, Matt.
Yeah.
Anyway, Black BabyMetal's other songs include Song 4, Sis Anger, and GJ, which stands for Good Job. So if you watch a performance and you see Moa shout GJ at the audience, no. That's not a Japanese word you need to look up. Black BabyMetal existed in contrast with Su-Metal taking the stage alone for her solo songs, respectively giving each girl a break from a tiring performance. But to the fans' great dismay, both the solos and Black BabyMetal have been discontinued from being performed by BabyMetal for some time, last being seen in 2021, removing 8 beloved songs from any potential setlist. To this day, fans clamor for the Su solos to return, but I would say the clamoring for Black BabyMetal to return is even louder, probably due to the popularity of their newest member, who has never performed a Black BabyMetal song, and Black BabyMetal remains a relic of the Yui Metal era. Anyways, sorry for that diatribe, but you absolutely must know about Black BabyMetal. Moving on, just 1 month later in November 2012, there was an anime festival held in Singapore. And BabyMetal traveled internationally for the first time to perform there. The following year in 2013, BabyMetal performed the song Gimme Chocolate at Makuhari Messe Event Hall in Chiba, Japan. This is worth noting because this is where they filmed the music video for the song, which would later become BabyMetal's most viral internet post of any kind. And it isn't particularly close. The video would be posted on YouTube on February 25th of 2014, just one day before their debut album would release.
Today, business happens virtually everywhere. That's why you need Super Mobile.
You're killing me, Smalls.
Well, I can't change it now.
Speaking of their debut album release, on February 26, 2014, BabyMetal released their self-titled debut album, blending electropop beats, thrash metal riffs, and idle vocals in tracks like Gimme Chocolate, their most popular song to date, and BabyMetal Death, the song in which they still begin every show, with a few exceptions. Their album release, along with their viral music video for Gimme Chocolate, put BabyMetal on the international map more than ever before. And they had not even toured outside Japan yet. Almost immediately after the release of their debut album, on March 1st and 2nd of 2014, they managed to land a gig at the internationally revered Budokan. This performance was a milestone for many reasons. This wasn't just a small venue only people in Japan would know. Legendary bands have performed at the Budokan. Also, Sumetal has stated that performing there was a dream of hers, and she had now achieved that dream. Additionally, this is when the Kami Band became a permanent fixture in BabyMetal. And also, BabyMetal officially announced their upcoming world tour at this concert. Finally, BabyMetal was truly taking their music worldwide. Outside Japan, they had been only to Singapore, but now this tour would bring them to France, Germany, England, Canada, and of course, mark their debut to US audiences, first at the Fonda Theater in Los Angeles, a concert which sold out almost immediately, and then in New York City, a performance harkened back to in a much more recent interview. Now, BabyMetal had become a viral sensation online, but what really set them on fire for Western audiences would be their being invited to perform at Sonosphere Festival on July 5th, 2014. Oh hey, one day after Momometal's birthday. Sonosphere originally booked them on a small stage, but due to a fan-led campaign online, and otherwise intense and observable online popularity, BabyMetal were upgraded to the main stage, set to play for 50,000 people. It is worth pointing out that this sort of upgrade for this reason has never really been documented for any other band at Sonosphere. BabyMetal fans are ride or die.
Sonosphere 2014. At that time, I could see people had no idea who we were. But as the show continued, I started seeing people enjoyed our music. It felt like we were accepted by the metal fans, and the show gave me a lot of confidence.
Though they played to a crowd who mostly did not know who they were, BabyMetal made Sonosphere attendees shout their name by the time they were done with them. Not long after Sonosphere, BabyMetal were invited by none other than Lady Gaga to open for her on the US leg of the Art Pop Ball Tour.
Did not know
Lady
that.
Gaga is a well-documented appreciator of metal music and once said that Iron Maiden changed her life. I like to point these things out because some people in the metal community would insist to say negative things about pop artists, somehow forgetting that we can like different types of music. There are plenty of pop artists and other glamorous Hollywood actors, for instance, who you would never guess are actual metalheads.
And I'd listen to like only heavy metal music, and I would dye my hair black and only cut it with a razor blade. So yeah, I kind of got.
Does anyone like heavy metal music?
And I still genuinely like it. I remember going to the Slipknot concert. I have never had more people come up to me ever than at a Slipknot concert.
Now, in Gaga's case, not only did she invite BabyMetal to open for her, but she was captured on camera in front of the barrier at the first show of that tour, personally taking time to support her opening act and rocking out to BabyMetal. Say what you will about Gaga, but how many world-class pop stars at her level are taking their personal downtime to support their openers? Any way you slice it, this was a new avenue of exposure for BabyMetal to Western audiences who had never heard of BabyMetal before. Now, the next historic footnote in BabyMetal's performance history would have to be their performance at O2 Academy Brixton on November 8th, 2014. I think it's worth pointing out that this venue is not the same venue as the O2 Arena, a much larger venue that is also in London and also contains a storied BabyMetal performance history. So don't get them confused like I once did, since I am a silly American who has never traveled to Europe. Anyway, at O2 Academy Brixton, BabyMetal first performed their song, Road of Resistance, which would become the song they would close out nearly every
Greatest song
BabyMetal
I've heard
performance
so
from
far.
there on out. This song was created in collaboration with Dragon Force, whose influences are impossible to miss in this song's sound. This song was BabyMetal's first single off of their upcoming studio album, and marked the beginning of a release schedule that BabyMetal pretty much still adheres to, wherein they release the first single of an album nearly 2 years out, and slowly release additional singles, often with music videos, in anticipation of the actual album release. I think some critics of their latest album need to be reminded that this practice has always been in place, and they have released exactly 5 singles with every album following Metal Resistance, not just Metal Fourth. Speaking of Dragon Force, quite possibly one of the best and most iconic FUs in metal history, let's talk about BabyMetal's first performance at Download Festival on June 13th, 2015. Originally, BabyMetal was outright rejected by the event coordinator Andy Coping, who said BabyMetal had no place at Download, and that they were just a Japanese fad. A take which has aged significantly worse than milk. This event coordinator directly rejected numerous fan requests to get BabyMetal invited.
I got offered BabyMetal. I was the first promoter in the UK to be offered BabyMetal. I got sent the stuff. It didn't resonate with me at all.
So, how did BabyMetal get to Download when they weren't invited? Dragon Force backdoor invited them onto their own stage and played Gimme Chocolate together, marking the one and only time BabyMetal literally crashed a party they were not invited to. They continue to prove every metal elitist wrong. They were talented, well-loved, and never left a stage without making new fans in droves.
TurboTax locations are now open in your neighborhood. So, hand off your taxes.
So, remember when we discussed April 1st as being important to BabyMetal? Well, their second album officially released on that day in 2016, entitled Metal Resistance. It is widely revered as many fans' favorite album to date. The release of this album also marked the beginning of a trend where BabyMetal would release different tracks exclusive to Japanese versus international versions of the albums. So depending on which version's track list you are looking at, it can get a little confusing which album a particular song is from sometimes. Such as in this case, the song Syncopation, which is a fan-favorite song and was a Japanese-specific release. This meant that you have to go looking for it online as a Western fan. With the release of Metal Resistance, BabyMetal began another tour that began at Wembley Arena on April 2nd, 2016. And just a few days later, BabyMetal had another first.
I'm not sure what I'm about to see, but I'm pretty excited about it. Here to perform Gimme Chocolate, please welcome BabyMetal.
They were featured on American TV for the first time, performing Gimme Chocolate live on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. Online, fans took note of the wholesome moment prior to the show beginning where the girls gave each other an encouraging hug. It truly is something else seeing Stephen Colbert say the words BabyMetal and Metal Resistance.
Their album, Metal Resistance, is out now. BabyMetal, everybody. We'll be right back.
What a guy. I regret to say that we have a bit of a sour note that you should probably know. In June 2016, BabyMetal attended the Kerrang Awards and was named Best Live Act, which is not a surprise to anyone who has seen them live. However, what was a surprise, and not a welcome one, was that host Benji Webb kept interrupting BabyMetal during their acceptance speech.
What a dick.
Benji got a lot of backlash
What
for
an
this,
asshole.
and though he insisted he was just trying to have fun with them, many fans gave him a piece of their mind. Only the Fox God knows his true intentions, but I do think that at best his behavior was thoughtless, since BabyMetal were still quite new to speaking English, especially in that environment. So assuming they would catch on to whatever joke he was trying to do was definitely short-sighted at best, intentionally disrespectful at worst. Of course, BabyMetal themselves, as always, took it in stride and the very next day returned to Download Festival. This time with an official invitation to the main stage. So thinking back to Andy Coping, the event coordinator for Download, did he have a change of heart? Or did he just want to line his pockets without ever acknowledging that he was wrong? It's also worth acknowledging that some fans have insisted that the original crashing of Download in 2015 by BabyMetal and Andy's continued resistance to them was always just a publicity stunt to generate buzz for the Download Festival. No one really knows which is true, but I personally think it's far more entertaining and fun to remember this whole footnote as BabyMetal raising 3 tiny Japanese middle fingers to the metal establishment. 2016 continued to be one of BabyMetal's most iconic years. Just 1 month later, on July 18th, BabyMetal performed alongside Rob Halford of Judas Priest at the 2016 Alternative Press Music Awards. They performed
like
together on stage, playing Judas Priest's song. There is real-life footage of Sue Metal shouting "Breaking the Law" while grinning from ear to ear opposite Rob Halford. This is not AI. After the performance, BabyMetal and Rob Halford gave a joint interview, and Rob Halford praised BabyMetal for keeping metal alive for a new generation. Then, in September of 2016, BabyMetal performed to over 100,000 fans over the course of 2 nights at the Tokyo Dome. This is a big deal. Michael Jackson, the Rolling Stones, Paul McCartney, Madonna, Twice, and even Lady Gaga have performed shows at the Tokyo Dome. While this performance was the end of their 2016 tour, it was the beginning of a trend of pranks between Sue and Moa, due to Sue withholding the mic when Moa was supposed to shout "We are BabyMetal," trolling her in front of 50,000 people. So if you wonder why Moa messes with her on stage, poking her in the face and hiding her microphone, this is often cited as to why that is. The following year, in 2017, BabyMetal would open for a number of established metal and rock bands, continuing to make the metal elitists who say they're not metal stupider and stupider with every passing second. They played with Guns N' Roses, Korn, Stone Sour, Red Hot Chili Peppers, and freaking Metallica. This is a great time to bring up that both Jonathan Davis of Korn and Corey Taylor of Slipknot and Stone Sour have both vocally supported BabyMetal for years.
I dig BabyMetal. It's just wrong on every level. It's just entertaining as hell.
And Sid from Slipknot even had BabyMetal hanging out with his kid backstage. An incredibly unswipeable video that most fans have seen by now. Also, before we move on, during their performance with Red Hot Chili Peppers, BabyMetal has one of their most wholesome on-stage moments, wherein Chad, the drummer of Red Hot Chili Peppers, after performing with BabyMetal disguised as a commie in full commie band makeup, brings an entire birthday cake out for Sue Metal because it's her birthday.
Tomorrow is Sue Metal's birthday.
And with the candles lit, he has the entire audience sing happy birthday to Sue Metal. This clip melts my freaking heart every time I see it. Seriously, how can you not love BabyMetal at this point?
Yeah.
So this all happened in 2017, and still, BabyMetal had their own tour to do that year called the 5 Fox Festival Tour, which had some fun audience requirement themes such as all male and all female audience requirements. This concluded on October 15th, 2017, and that performance, sadly, would be the last time GabyMetal would ever perform with BabyMetal, a fact that was not at all planned or foreseen by anyone.
Okay, I signed up for YouTube Premium just now. Why is this happening?
The Labrador
You're gonna have to reload, my dude.
Looks similar,
Fine,
but
I
it
will
can process energy differently.
pause the video.
Hold on. 5248. 5248.
5248.
Go.
We're refreshing. 5248.
Festival Tour.
You know what? This
which
is fine
has
where
some
it
fun
is.
audience
Fine
requirement
where it
themes,
is.
such as all male and all female audience requirements. This concluded on October 15th, 2017, and that performance, sadly, would be the last time GabyMetal would ever perform with BabyMetal, a fact that was not at all planned or foreseen.
Gabby,
by
I think
anyone.
we need to have a talk why this isn't in 1080p, my friend.
When did he upload this?
A couple weeks ago, I believe.
In December
give it time.
2017, the
2 weeks
Legend
ago?
S concert was set to occur at the Hiroshima Green Arena. But before that could happen, Team BabyMetal realized Yui would not be able to perform with them due to medical issues. It's important to note that they did announce this prior to the show to let the fans know. Despite this, they performed as a duo, with just Sue and Moa. After all, this show meant a lot to Sue Metal, as the show took place near her 20th birthday and in her hometown. Another sad fact about this particular show is that it would be the final performance that Kami band guitarist Mikio Fujioka would perform with BabyMetal before passing away on January 5th of the following year.
So
Damn,
sad.
they lost both of them?
Now, at the start of
around the
2018,
same
BabyMetal
time?
did not have anyone fill in the spot once held by Yui Metal, as they had hopes that
Yui-
Yui Metal would eventually return to her position on stage.
I'm surprised he hasn't
So what
brought
they
it
did
up
instead
yet,
was
but
experiment.
I'll pause it real quick. He actually might bring it up, but Yui fell off the stage on one of their performances, one of their like big shows, and she fell off the stage and like hurt her back. And so like that's kind of like the rumor is why she left the band, is because of her back injury, but we honestly don't truly know, and it's her decision on why she's not performing anymore, and as long as she's healthy and happy, that's all that matters.
Yeah, I just didn't know that like, you know, that was her last performance, and then they lost the guitarist.
Yeah, I didn't know that they lost them around like the same time. I didn't know that part, to be honest.
Yeah, that's rough.
It fucking sucks.
2018 is known to be a dark time for BabyMetal due both to the loss of Mikio and Yui on a more serious note, but also on a lighter note, if I may. It was dark because, well, BabyMetal made some choices with their appearance on stage in 2018. Those choices were received with mixed feelings. What I will say in the cosmetic department is I do think this look could work, though I'm not so sure about this one. To each their own, but one of the iconic recognizable factors in BabyMetal is their hairstyles. And it was a strange choice to obscure that with headwear or do whatever they're doing here. But hey, as far as I'm concerned, BabyMetal could come on stage in fast food mascot cosplay and I would still pay money to see them. So outside of their costumes changing in 2018 and a strange decision by management, the very first show in 2018 gave fans no indication that Yui Metal would
literally
not be
looked
there
like
for
she
the
was doing
performance.
hand signs.
Or
with,
that,
like,
because
Naruto
of
there.
this, dance formations would be radically altered. It's even stranger that they kept this secret since they had previously given everyone a heads up at their last show. But maybe they just didn't realize that fans had just assumed everything would be back to normal the following year. In any case, while the outfit change and dance choreography reimagining were not a big deal, a lot of fans were understandably upset that there was no transparency initially on Yui continuing her absence from the team. As stated by the original creator of the BabyMetal guide, Caitlin, better known as Arne Gitsune, who was present for the first show at Kansas City, she said that there was a lot of confusion, and the atmosphere was, I quote, weird, despite the show still being a great show. Unlike the last time BabyMetal performed without Yui, Moa had also started singing all of Yui's parts, another ominous sign that this new formation might not just be temporary. Now, throughout 2018, BabyMetal performed with various backup dancers, but these were not the Avengers that we will talk about later. Further solidifying 2018 as BabyMetal's weirdest year, these backup dancers were a team of initially 2, later expanding to 5 dancers who performed with BabyMetal exclusively in 2018, and none of them were the Avengers that you have heard of or that the fans discuss to this day. I will put these 5 girls on screen so you can see who they are, but given their brief existence in BabyMetal, going into too much depth on them would not be really productive for your general BabyMetal knowledge. Just know that they came to support BabyMetal in their time of great need. On October 19th, 2018, Yui made her official statement withdrawing from BabyMetal for good. This made her loss a permanent one for fans. Due to the timeline of events, it can pretty much be assumed that the reason 2018 felt so haphazard and unconventional was due to the team holding out hope that Yui would return. But with this official departure, more permanent changes would need to be made. This change would take more time, and fans would need to wait until April of the following year to see what BabyMetal would do next. In April 2019, BabyMetal announced their Metal Galaxy World Tour, along with some headlining shows that would take place before called BabyMetal Awakens, The Sun Also Rises. And that series is where we need to stop off first. So, on June 28th of 2019, during the pre-tour headlining series performed at Yokohama Arena, this is when the Avengers made their debut. Again, these were not the backup dancers from 2018, but 3 entirely new girls, one of which will look familiar. Essentially, what the Avengers were BabyMetal's answers to restoring the trio-based choreography and presentation of BabyMetal. 2018 saw near unrecognizable variations of BabyMetal's presentation in more ways than one, but in 2019, they decided that they needed to get back to what people fell in love with initially in a focused trio of girls, backed of course still by the Kami Band. Now, one of the 3 Avengers was Momoko Okazaki, but she would not become Momometal official member for many years. I point this out because we already know that you know who Momo is. But who are the other 2 Avengers? Well, none of the Avengers were permanent BabyMetal members and had no introduction stating their names with metal at the end of them. But fans figured out who they were, and today we know that those other 2 were Riho Sayashi and Kano Fujihira. And you thought we were done with member bios. Don't worry, these will be super quick. Just so you know a little bit about the Avengers who did not remain with BabyMetal. So Kano spent time in Sakura Gakuin just like every other permanent BabyMetal member did, and was the youngest girl to ever wear the BabyMetal uniform, having been born in 2004. She's known to be a strange yet endearing kid, and still has her fans in the existing BabyMetal fandom, so you should know who she is. Especially since she's featured in the music videos for Shanti Shanti Shanti, Elevator Girl, and most notably, Papaya. Somewhere around 2020, her time with BabyMetal ended, but she is now a member of the group 1-5. Now for Riho Sayashi. The only girl to ever put the battle armor on to not be an alumni or existing member of Sakura Gakuin. Her origins were with the group called Morning Mazume, having a contract with Hello Project, with whom she last performed with in 2019, just before coming to BabyMetal as one of the Avengers. She performed many shows with BabyMetal, but did not make it into an official music video like Kano did. However, if there's one thing BabyMetal fans do more than any other metal fan, it's watch live performances. So she still gets played to this day on YouTube in full BabyMetal garb. Just like Kano, however, Riho was no longer filling duties as an Avenger by the end of BabyMetal's tour in 2020, and by that time, Momoko Okazaki was the only remaining BabyMetal Avenger. But like many things that get mentioned, more on that later. Let's discuss the actual Metal Galaxy album for a minute. The album Metal Galaxy was the 3rd studio album by BabyMetal and featured many fan-favorite songs like Papaya, a collaboration with Thai rapper F-Hero, and Brand New Day, also a collaboration with Polyphia guitarist Tim Henson and Scott LePage. Metal Galaxy also features the song Distortion, which is yet another fan favorite, crowd pleaser, and has been played at quite a few live shows. Before moving on, you should also know that the international version of Metal Galaxy contains a song called Up Down Left Right BBAB. This is a beloved love letter to video game culture and has never once been performed by BabyMetal live, a fact I really hope dates this video. That song is Bananas, and I'm a big fan of bananas. Anyway, when the actual Metal Galaxy World Tour finally began in September of 2019, BabyMetal began with 20 shows in the US, then 9 in Japan, and 17 actually performed shows in Europe. One of the shows was BabyMetal's first arena show in the US, where they performed on October 11th, 2019 to a sold-out venue named The Forum in Los Angeles.
To the Forum!
March 1st was not meant to be the last show of the Metal Galaxy World Tour, but April 2020 dates were all canceled, and it was for the exact 2020 reason you may suspect. 2020 sucked, in countless ways. 2020 was a stupid year that no one liked. But if I may offer, 2020 did have 2 wonderful occurrences. For on October 9th and October 30th, 2020, just in time for Halloween, BabyMetal first released a song entitled BMC, and then were featured on a song released by Bring Me the Horizon entitled Kingslayer. These are 2 of BabyMetal's all-time greatest songs and or features, both for different reasons. First, BMC. Unless you count Ine, which is being a little generous, BMC is the first time Sue really rapped in a song, and she kills it. The entire song is fast rapping, and she kills it. And that is nothing to say of the massively disgusting heaviness that pervades through the riffs of the songs. A true testament to the innovation of BabyMetal, and a song that still appears regularly on live set lists. Okay, now for Kingslayer. Now, skipping back a beat, BabyMetal had been friends with Bring Me the Horizon since June 2015 when they met at the Kerrang Awards, where BabyMetal accepted their Spirit of Independence Award. Vocalist Ollie Sykes can be seen here, wearing one of BabyMetal's signature merch shirts while performing at the Reading Festival in August that same year. Anyway, back to 2020. It is difficult to describe how well received Kingslayer became within the BabyMetal fandom, but that is nothing compared to how beloved this song became some years later. But I will save that for then. Just know that people really like the song already in 2020. To cap off 2020 on December 31st, even with everything going on, BabyMetal managed to hit another major milestone. BabyMetal was invited to NHK's television event, Kohaku, which is known to be the most popular televised event in Japan. Only the most successful Japanese singing acts get invited to this event, and BabyMetal helped the female team win this competition for the first time in 4 years. In 2021, BabyMetal held 10 shows from January to April to celebrate their 10 years as a band. They released a Best of album and played each of the 10 songs on the Best of album at these shows, along with the final performances to date of any Black BabyMetal songs, which Moa performed solo with unnamed backup dancers known as the Sister Bones. It was also the last known performance of Su-Metal's solo songs, the last one she ever sang being No Rain, No Rainbow, all while playing the piano. There was a substantial gap in festivities from April to October 2021, and on October 11th, BabyMetal released a version of the song The One, played on piano, entitled Stairway to Living Legend. And then, BabyMetal was said to be sealed away. In the real world, this meant that BabyMetal was going on a hiatus. And though hindsight has shown that this hiatus was always meant to be temporary, at the time, some feared BabyMetal was actually done forever. But of course, if you're a human being watching this now, you already know that is not what happened. But this is the time period when Momoko Okazaki did that Girls Planet 999 competition we mentioned earlier where she tried to join a K-pop group. So on April 1st, 2022, BabyMetal announced the Other One Restoration Project, which was just a convoluted way of teasing their 4th studio album before actually announcing it later that year in October. They also in October announced that there would be a concert in 2023. So then BabyMetal officially returned from their hiatus on January 28th of 2023, with 2 concerts in 2 days called BabyMetal Returns, performed at Makuhari Messe. I would like to share this quote from Su-Metal in a Metal Hammer interview speaking of the return from hiatus. Su-Metal: "The most memorable day this year was the first show in January after the sealing of our live activities. When I first heard the cheers of the audience for the first time in 2 years, I realized, I'm back. I can stay here. How precious this place is to me." Su-Metal has achieved so much and worked so hard and still is so appreciative and humble. How many famous people can you say this about? This wasn't a statement on some televised, widely seen interview. Just a written interview that a lot of people probably would never see. This is real. Su-Metal is genuine. Don't mistake the rehearsed answers they sometimes need to relay for their marketing team. When they tell you they appreciate the fans, that is directly from the heart. So anyway, this performance again, entitled BabyMetal Returns, was also the first appearance of a separate band called Metalverse, a group of 3 girls seemingly made in the image of BabyMetal who performed opposite them for Doki Doki Morning. This performance is a lot of fun and my personal favorite performance of this song. But the importance of the group known as Metalverse has been nebulous. It was once thought that they were meant to replace BabyMetal, which thankfully turned out to not be true, and BabyMetal has only gotten more popular while Metalverse has since struggled to find its identity. Though they seem to be on the right track as of 2025, when they reappeared as the opening act for BabyMetal in August of 2025.
Metalverse has
Though
been
originally
doing more
conceived as
openings
part
with
of the
them,
same universe as BabyMetal
at least
in
in
the
Japan.
lore and under the same management,
in Asia.
so far as we have seen, you don't really need to know much else about Metalverse as a BabyMetal fan, and the crossover between the fandoms is not as large as you may think at first glance. They do sound and offer 2 quite different experiences. But I wish them the best. And then finally, at the conclusion of this show, it was hinted that BabyMetal would be assigning a new permanent member to the trio of BabyMetal, and put to rest the Avenger era for good. Now it's time for BabyMetal to casually prove that they are the most innovative girls around again. On March 10th of 2023, they were featured on The First Take, a YouTube show wherein artists perform a song in one take. No remixing, editing, or getting a second chance. Not only did they knock this performance out, especially Su-Metal, but the song they chose was a never-before-heard piano version of Monochrome. And to date, this is many fans' favorite version of Monochrome, bringing some fans to literal tears. It really is a shame that they have never performed this version live, but the original version of the song is nothing to turn your nose up at, so there's no bad ending here. Not long after the First Take video on March 24th, the Other One album was released, which was BabyMetal's 4th studio album. and the album that would be their last as a duo. Let's discuss the other one briefly before moving on. Big things are coming, but we still need to talk about some of the things off this album. The other one was BabyMetal's fourth album, but it was released being referred to as a concept album, which is a bougie way of saying, this album is an experiment we reserve the right to ignore when we feel like it. The album does get overlooked a lot by fans, but far more by BabyMetal themselves. Truth be told, it has many fantastic songs on it, and is the most mature BabyMetal album if that's what you're looking for. The most notable songs off the album, according to BabyMetal themselves, would have to be Divine Attack, which does get mentioned sometimes by the girls in interviews.
そして私たちの楽曲に Divine Attack っていう曲があって、
But far more than that one, Monochrome is the clear takeaway from the other one. Monochrome remained a consistent setlist staple for BabyMetal for years, and is likely not to vacate its position permanently, probably still appearing on setlists throughout 2026 if I were a betting man. It's a fantastic...
I am going to do a quick hot take, and I'm pausing it for this. So they open with BabyMetal Death, which we will get to on our reaction channel on YouTube for everyone. I think Metal Kingdom should take over as the opening song. That's my opinion. Just throwing it out there. They have opened with it before, but they haven't performed it much, and I think it's the perfect song to take over as the opening song. But that's just me. I'm sure once I upload the VOD on YouTube, people will potentially disagree with me, but I 100% think Metal Kingdom should take over BabyMetal Death, but that's just me, and honestly, that'll probably be the next video we'll record, is probably BabyMetal Death. So, alright, back to this.
Classic song, and is the backdrop for one of the most heart-melting moments between Sumetal and Momometal where, spoilers, Sue motions Momo to come closer during the live performance of this song. A crystal clear window, in my opinion, into
also,
the minds
these two
of
concerts,
both members. Momo
Black Night
being
and
still
Clear
new
Night,
and not wanting to
are
overstep, and
fantastic, and I
Sumetal
can't wait to
insisting,
show them
no,
to you.
You are family now.
But we'll have to do that
Get
live
over
on
here.
Patreon.
Sumetal takes care of her own. We still have so much to cover, so I'm sorry the other one album, we must move on. So now let's officially end BabyMetal's time as a two-woman show. On April 1st, 2023, one of BabyMetal's most important concerts of their history took place at the PIA arena called BabyMetal Begins. Not because of what songs they played, or the fact that it was held on Vox Day. No, this first day, April 1st, 2023, held immense weight and gravity because, finally, Momometal was announced as the official new third member of BabyMetal. No more Avengers, no more uncertainty, and this announcement alone came with an unspoken promise. BabyMetal was not going anywhere. After all, they would not have announced a new member so ceremoniously if they had planned to disband anytime soon. Momometal's announcement was met with thunderous applause, and this is the only appropriate way to react every time someone utters the name Momometal. BabyMetal kicked off another tour, supporting the band Sabaton, and then they would continue various performances throughout the year. In August, BabyMetal released Metali, a collaboration with Tom Morello of Rage Against the Machine fame, which was the first song to feature Momometal and went far enough to give her the entire bridge as her own, effectively becoming the song version of her intro to the group. The song features Momo acting in the style of kabuki theater and is equal parts fun and metal. How metal is Metali? Well, when BabyMetal performed it live shortly after its release at Summer Sonic, Momometal showed everyone what she could bring to the table for BabyMetal that was unique to her and no one had done before. Momo could growl. While touring North America in 2023, BabyMetal started receiving gifts from fans who would throw plushies and other gifts onto stage, hoping that the girls would take them. This may or may not have happened prior to 2023, but this is when it was really noticed and when it really took off as a commonplace occurrence. Some fans are against the practice, thinking that it is a distraction or even a safety risk for the girls, as throwing objects of any kind onto a stage can definitely lead to a risk for anyone dancing on a stage. But the girls do react positively to receiving the gifts, and I'm sure it's an out-of-this-world feeling knowing that one of your gifts was accepted. So, far be it from me to tell anyone not to do it. Just gift responsibly. Now, in October of 2023, we have to revisit Kingslayer. Remember Kingslayer? That song Bring Me the Horizon featured BabyMetal on? At a series of shows called Nextfest, wherein both bands were present, they performed Kingslayer live for the first time together, 3 years after it was initially released. These live performances of Kingslayer are widely revered by the fandom to be some of the best performances they have ever witnessed. And even fans who never got to be there in person have cited Kingslayer as getting them into BabyMetal and cited the live music video made from this performance in Tokyo to be one of the best things on the internet. With the start of 2024, we enter into what is known as the post-restoration era of BabyMetal.
I was thinking that would be our first
official
collab
it
video
still took
that we'll
until the end of
watch.
2023 for BabyMetal to implement
Granted,
Momo
we
into
watched
the music itself, and really, starting with 2024,
the
is where
Five-Finger Death
Momo
Punch
really
one,
comes
but-
into her own as a member. We got a glimpse with Metalli, but now we have to discuss Momo's likely biggest, most iconic moment that lives not rent-free in fans' minds. We literally give this tenant money to stay here. Legend MM, a concert that took place across March 2nd and March 3rd. You know, March 3rd, Momo's birthday. On the first night, Momo did her very own version of Headbanger. Now, we haven't discussed Headbanger yet, but let me tell you how important this song is. If BabyMetal Death is BabyMetal's intro and Road of Resistance is their farewell, Headbanger is BabyMetal's anthem, their theme song. I know Gimme Chocolate is their most popular song, but you will be hard-pressed to find a BabyMetal fan who does not value Headbanger over Gimme Chocolate. Headbanger is a song about a girl going to a metal show for the first time, letting loose and headbanging to the music. Headbanger has Japanese lyrics, but you can still understand the purpose of the song without knowing a lick of Japanese, because you know as a metal fan what a headbang is. Headbanger is BabyMetal's love letter to metal music, and this song has more versions than any of their songs to date, with a version existing in the world with each of the girls singing lead for a portion of the song, which is gracefully allowed by the all-powerful Su-Metal. This tradition of giving the mic to a member of the Scream and Dance division started with Metal, then continued with Momometal twice, and now with Momometal.
Chapter 12.
So, do you want to see why Momometal's version is most remembered by a large portion of fans? Do you remember what she gave us a taste of in the live version of Metalli? That's right, Momometal under the red lighting while being literally bowed down to by over 15,000 people, growled like a demonic final boss at the Yokohama Arena, and BabyMetal changed forever. That might sound hyperbolic, but this moment really did mark a gradual shift in perception of BabyMetal that
Honestly,
has since
yeah.
been essentially confirmed by Metal himself. You see, for years, BabyMetal would have been described as sort of the Su-Metal show with Yui and Moa backing her up. Even with the departure of Yui giving Moa more focus, Su had always been the clear focus of BabyMetal. And I would not go as far as to say she no longer is, that would be a bridge too far. Su still is the beating heart of BabyMetal, but beginning with Momo's dominating performance at Legend MM, fan perception started to shift towards looking at each BabyMetal member as sort of their own personalized super lady. More than ever before, each BabyMetal member had their own personalized identity, set apart from one another. Where Momometal and Metal were selected directly due to their similarities by Koba, it almost seems like Momo was chosen for the exact opposite reasons, and brings something entirely different to BabyMetal. Throughout 2024 and 2025, there was a tonal shift in the spirit of Su and Moa, now with Momo there with them. 2018 through the beginning of 2023 were tough times for Su and Moa, and Moa has stated in an interview that their bond grew much stronger due to those struggles of being without Yui and being required to change their performances so fundamentally from what it started as. But Su and Moa have brightened since Momo joined. They smile and laugh more in interviews and have way more fun on stage than they felt like they could have for a long time. You could honestly call this new era of BabyMetal the era of joy, and you would not be wrong to say so. So now that you understand what Momo is bringing to the table, and you have seen her melt the faces of the Yokohama fans, you should also know that the next night for Legend MM, Momo sang portions of the song entitled Meta Taro. This song starts off a bit strange for the uninitiated, but I promise, it grows on you, and by the end, you'll be marching in place and singing along. And before we move on to a huge milestone for BabyMetal, I thought you should know something. BabyMetal performed at Sick New World in April of 2024, and this is the setting for a great interview and a continuation of BabyMetal's love and friendship with Slipknot.
Slipknot!
But that isn't what I want to tell you about. What I want to tell you about is that when BabyMetal performed there, they played on the same stage that day as Danny Elfman. Danny Elfman, the man behind the orchestral scores for Batman and The Nightmare Before Christmas, performed on a stage hosted by Slipknot and also used by BabyMetal. This is something I really wish I knew about earlier.
This little show, as you will see, makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. But alas, neither do I.
Now, are you ready for BabyMetal to go viral again? Well, according to interviews, BabyMetal had long wanted a song that could really hype the crowd. BabyMetal came across the song We Got the Moves by a German electronic metal band called Electric Callboy.
We started creating a new song that we can dance with the audience at the concert, like Electric Callboy's We Gotta Moves.
They didn't specify, but I'm willing to bet that they watched the live version of the performance of the song Electric Callboy posted to their YouTube on January 20th, 2023, because if you go to the 2-minute 30-second mark of that video, you will see exactly how to command a crowd with a song that is beyond hype. So BabyMetal eventually determined that rather than try and copy Electric Callboy's technique, what better way to incorporate their vibes than to bring them in and collaborate together on a song authored by them both. So on May 23rd, 2024, BabyMetal and Electric Callboy dropped the music video of the song they had created together, with a name that you can't even speak without having at least a little bit of fun.
Ratatata. Yes. Please check it out.
This music video was the quickest growing of any of their music videos to date, reaching 1 million views in roughly 26 hours and 2 million at the 3-day mark, making its growth about twice as fast as the next fastest music video, which was for Papaya.
That song is the song that actually got me into BabyMetal. Because I heard Gimme Chocolate. Yeah. Ratatata. Gimme Chocolate, I did hear when I was younger, but that was when I was younger, not wiser. I was like, this isn't metal music, like every idiot. And I just couldn't get into them. And then Ratatata came on. I don't know even where I even heard it. It might have been on YouTube, or I heard it on like Pandora or something. And it is probably my most played song on Spotify and has been on the #1 spot on my Spotify rap almost every year. Like, it doesn't like show up at the end of the year on some of them, but like if I go on like my statistics and everything, it shows that Ratatata has been my #1 song since 2023 or 2024 when the song came out.
Damn.
In fact, the only music videos BabyMetal has with more views at that point have been around for 9 and 12 years respectively, in the form of the music videos for Karate, Megitsune, and Gimme Chocolate. Gimme Chocolate music video had a slower start, but it has continued to grow, and at over 200 million views already, it is unlikely that any BabyMetal music video shall ever eclipse it. But, well, stranger things have happened. The reason for the virality of this music video is easy to recognize. The music video is fun, the tune is catchy, and the words are mostly sung in English, making it very accessible to worldwide audiences. Nico and Kevin of Electric Callboy are a riot on camera. And this music video was the first time as BabyMetal, Sue, Moa, and Momo really got to fully act and be silly on camera. Then, after the Ratatata music video came out, they followed up with the live debut of the song at Foxfest, a 2-day festival in Japan taking place on May 25th and 26th of 2024, and hosted by BabyMetal themselves. The onstage chemistry of Electric Callboy and BabyMetal was something fans immediately fell in love with, and it was clear BabyMetal had begun to make deep friendships in the international metal community. I want to really harp on that word friendship, because it will become a theme and a defining factor in the new BabyMetal era. Oh, and FYI, the song Ratatata was also used for Bash in Berlin by the WWE. So that also happened. Anyway, enough of Ratatata for now. Would you believe that BabyMetal performed 51 shows across 5 continents in 2024? I imagine their hiatus as like Goku's hyperbolic time chamber, because where do you even get that kind of stamina from? Obviously, we can't talk about every one of them, but...
Bro, how many times have we fucking mentioned that? How many times have we fucking mentioned that?
What?
Like, rewind it and listen to what he just said. How many times have I said that?
I imagine their hiatus as like Goku's hyperbolic time chamber, because where do you even get that kind of stamina from? Obviously, we can't talk about every one of them, but for your general awareness, in 2024, BabyMetal performed at Rock in the Park and Rock at the Ring.
I mean,
Download
is he
Festival,
wrong?
again.
You're going to sit there and tell me he's
Nova
wrong?
Rock, Grass Pop Metal Meeting, Rock in Roma, and of course, Hellfest and Resurrection Fest. Many of these venues were ones that BabyMetal had performed at previously with their original lineup, so this was BabyMetal letting all of Europe know BabyMetal was back in full force. That leg concluded June of 2024, and then they went back to Japan through the next few months, where they returned to Summer Sonic and Next Fest, which is the last known documented performance of Kingslayer with both BabyMetal and Bring Me the Horizon on stage together. though we all hope this happens many, many more times. Now, let's make more BabyMetal history, where, beginning with a show on October 20th, 2024, they kicked off their first ever South American tour series in Brazil. South American fans had waited years for BabyMetal to come to their cities.
Just in case if nobody believes me. Last 12 months, number one, Ratatatata, is still there.
And they were finally there through the vehicle of Knotfest, continuing the endearing BabyMetal Slipknot friendship, as Slipknot had invited BabyMetal as special guests for this tour. If there's one big mystery to me as a BabyMetal fan, it is, where in God's name have BabyMetal and Slipknot hidden their collaborative song together? Where is it, William? So after South America was thoroughly rocked, BabyMetal capped off 2024 with some more shows in North America, one in Mexico, and the rest across the US. It was at this point in my script writing for this guide that I realized that BabyMetal has barely stopped performing live for more than a few weeks at a time since April 2024. Every show is special in its own way, but at some point we have to talk about more than just, hey, BabyMetal performed here, and it was awesome. That's going to happen multiple times a week for the rest of their existence so far. BabyMetal has established themselves as world-class and renowned performers who venues want at their concert halls. Now, before BabyMetal allowed 2025 to begin, in November of 2024, they collaborated with Indian metal band Bloodywood and created
They're fantastic live
the
too.
actual best BabyMetal collab song. It was called Bekoff, meaning fearless in Hindi. If you have not heard it, give it a listen. It combines English, Hindi, and Japanese, and one other very important element: animation. That's right. The people had clamored for BabyMetal anime, and they kind of got it with this music video. Is it technically anime? Okay, no. But Su-Metal, Momometal, and Momometal were in the video, fully animated and fighting demons and monsters alongside Bloodywood, while they throw lines at you that directly reference anime, like spirit bombing these mother truckers. Sorry, I'm trying to keep this video kid-friendly on the language so my daughter's allowed to watch it. This song and music video are a treat. Please help yourself to it when you are done with this video if you have not heard or seen it before. It won't end up on a BabyMetal album later, so I have to talk about it here.
That's sick. Spirit bombing these motherfuckers.
So 2025 began for BabyMetal with an unprecedented move for a metal band. Tell me if you had this on your BabyMetal 2025 bingo card. BabyMetal started a radio show, hosted by the one and only Su-Metal, Momometal, and Momometal, where every week they answer fan mail, talk about life on the road, and bring in a rotating cast of guests to talk about metal music. Metaraji was the name of this radio show, and at the time, it really caught the fandom off guard, in the best way. But there was a catch. The radio show, announced on December 22nd, set to begin airing early January, was only to be broadcast in Japan. You could listen online, but if you didn't speak Japanese, the barrier to entry was steep. So, let's plug the BabyMetal fandom real quick, because they really came in clutch here. Upon the first episode of Metaraji dropping on January 4th, 2025, a YouTube channel called BabyMetal Tube began posting full recordings of the Metaraji radio show on YouTube with English and Spanish subtitles, eventually incorporating other translations as well. For many fans, the Metaraji radio show was now infinitely more accessible, and this is the easiest way to hear those episodes for many fans. BabyMetal began by bringing in the J-pop group Atarashi Gakko. The girls discussed similarities and differences between their experiences touring and performing, and I still remember Moa discussing how she has to use 3 hair ties just to make sure her pigtails stay in place during performances. Metaraji radio show aired weekly for a little over
3 hair
a year,
ties each?
and as of time
Jesus.
of recording, it is finally ending on March 28th, 2026. The news of its cancellation was met with some sadness from fans, but they are set to cap off the run of the radio show with a show called...
Dude, I think you're right.
On Discord.
I think Discord has like a timer or something.
Yep.
I think you're right. It must have a timer or something, or like that I don't know of. So, but dude, yeah. Real quick, just to like plug BabyMetal Tube. Shout out to them for like all the shit that he translates and everything, because like that's a lot of work. He's translated into Spanish and English, and that's a lot of fucking work. And like, good job on them for doing that, and obviously GabyMetal Death for doing this massive long video that says 2 hours.
Yo, for real, props to you.
It's an hour and 50 minutes.
I almost, I'm gonna sub to his channel actually after this.
Dude, he makes good content. I watch a lot of his videos, and they're pretty funny. His shorts are pretty good too. But yeah, just like give him a quick shout out to them, and just like, you know, just the whole BabyMetal community in general. Because for the most part, you guys are always I should say we, are always so welcoming to...
I don't... Do you have his channel linked on...
I'm going to be linking it on the YouTube video when I upload the video.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we might have to edit the Twitch one too, so I could like forward over to it if it's allowed. I don't know if what's allowed on Twitch or not.
Honestly, Twitch has changed so much that I don't know what's allowed on Twitch. So, but I you know what? I'll just put it in the chat right now. His stuff, just so everyone can have it. But yeah, you know, the community in general is just extremely welcoming to everyone, and honestly, except for like some like very, very, very few bad apples, it's just, you guys are fucking awesome, and the community just needs to keep just being awesome, in my opinion. Like, I met so many nice people when I went to the Intuit Dome show, and I was by myself on that too. Like, I flew out with 0 sleep to LA, took a 2-hour nap in the hotel room, went and shared an Uber with someone that he was about to order one, and I was like, dude, just hop in with me. And we went to the BabyMetal show together, and then I met one of my buddies that I talk to on Discord all the time there, and yeah, it's honestly, go and do a BabyMetal show if you guys have never gone. Like, the community is just fantastic.
Atarashi Fest. So far, we know that Maximum the Hormone and Atarashi Gakko will be there for this show, and if you don't know who those groups are, look them up. They have both been influential in the respective genres that BabyMetal blends, and Maximum the Hormone and Atarashi Gakko have already created music together, so this show is bound to be just one more show for BabyMetal to add to their list of historic metal events never done by anyone before. As for the rest of the guests and discussions on Metaraji, that could be its very own video, but an updated BabyMetal guide would be a joke without including it at least a little bit, so there you go. So jumping back to the start of 2025, BabyMetal continued to tour, but something was still missing. BabyMetal needed more songs with Momo audibly existing in the studio recorded track. She made her mark live 10 times over, but BabyMetal needed a new album. April 1st, 2025 was quickly approaching, and many fans speculated on what announcements would be made. I think the popular opinion at the time was likely that a new album would be announced, but some speculated on a possible new look for the girls to debut, or maybe some more concerts would be announced to fill out the rest of the year. Well, let me just cut to the chase and say that Fox Day came, and BabyMetal announced that in fact all of the predictions were true. BabyMetal had new outfits, they announced even more tours than previously announced UK and Europe arena tours to completely fill the year of 2025, some of which were special arena shows, including their first arena show in the United States since 2019, and yes, a new full-length album was finally coming featuring Momometal, entitled Metal Forth, an album whose theme was said to bring in the new metal scene and once again transform metal for a new generation. To do this, BabyMetal planned to work with many other artists. Alongside everything else on Fox Day 2025, BabyMetal had recently signed with major American record label Capitol Records. Prior to this point, BabyMetal's distribution had always been managed by Japanese label Toys Factory. We mentioned Toys Factory back when BabyMetal dropped their music video for Doki Doki Morning. Well, hold on, I thought that BabyMetal was signed by Amuse. Okay, so maybe it was just me, but for anyone else who may have been confused by how it all works, this is how the hierarchy works. Amuse is the talent agency, and Sue, Moa, Momo, and BabyMetal are employed by Amuse. That is who pays them, and simultaneously, all of the creative side of the music creation happens under the team at Amuse, with an asterisk for any collaborative artists, of course. Amuse has a contract with Toys Factory, who distributes BabyMetal's media through CDs, digital distribution, and marketing. Now, before Capitol Records, Toys Factory was not handling international releases single-handedly. Rather, they would partner with various local labels in other countries. So music purchases and stream revenue goes to the record label who keep a cut. Then the money goes to Amuse Talent Agency who keeps a cut, and then Amuse pays their employees. And no, I don't know or think it's necessary to speculate on how much money the girls make. Like many desirable jobs, regardless of how much money they take home, there is more to it than just hard dollars and cents. I doubt Sue, Moa, or Momo are paying out of pocket these days to procure anything they eat, wear, travel, or stay in overnight for their tours. Me personally, I hope the majority of the money not going to the girls is going to this guy. And this guy. BabyMetal must be protected at all costs. Anyway, let's forget about the money part. What this partnership with Capitol Records meant for BabyMetal is that instead of a hodgepodge of smaller labels wherever they sell media, Capitol Records would now serve as the all-inclusive international marketing and distribution team. Capitol Records, in case you don't know, is the record label for the likes of the Beatles, and has been trusted with plenty of successful artists. You will come to see soon that their support would prove a mighty push for BabyMetal in the Western and international markets. There were fans who worried that the Capitol Records partnership might westernize BabyMetal and remove what made them unique. While I understand the spirit of this concern, I thought then and think now that concern was mostly misplaced, and does seem to fade
I'm going to be
over
listening,
time.
but I'm
As we
running to the
said,
bathroom.
Muse is still the creative
I gotta
team
pee.
and still the direct employer of BabyMetal,
Oh, for it.
and CobaMetal will always be the brains behind the operation. No changes are happening to BabyMetal that CobaMetal, the girls, or both don't want. But BabyMetal has always been super experimental, and that experimentation, in truth, is the real culprit you should point to if you dislike anything BabyMetal does. If you get mad at BabyMetal for trying something new, you reject the very thesis and belief system they came to us with in 2010. BabyMetal had to fight against gatekeepers for years, who refused to accept that they were metal or that they belonged on their stages.
The three girls coming on, you know, squawking away the way they do. And I know I'm gonna get killed for saying it, but
You're
I'm
not,
sorry.
mate. You're amongst friends.
It's called BabyMetal. No, I'm f***ing with you. I'm not buying this.
If you insist that BabyMetal must remain as they were in their 2010 to 2016 era, and reject their ability to change, this is exactly the same thing. You have become a gatekeeper. Anyway, where were we? Yes, Fox Day 2025. New outfits, new album announced, and new shows to look forward to. And barely a few more days would pass, we got a BabyMetal single that would become a monster hit. They joined forces with internet sensation turned metal artist Poppy and made the song From Me to You. Now, let me just take a moment to tell you the value Poppy brings to this equation. 5 months prior to Poppy and BabyMetal's single releasing, Poppy went viral with an appearance on Jimmy Kimmel alongside the hardcore band Knocked Loose, with their collab, Suffocate. This performance was a huge win for heavy music fans across the globe, especially in the West. Being featured on Jimmy Kimmel, the same show that featured country artist Blake Shelton the week prior, a nighttime television show mostly watched by people who would clutch their proverbial pearls at the sight of a mosh pit, Jimmy had some real you-know-whats to feature such a musical performance, and people online certainly took notice. For better or for worse. This was also the performance where people who did not really know much of Poppy before first heard of her, and first heard her Banshee-style shrieks. Holy cradle of filth, Batman! So hot off of this new notoriety, Poppy collaborates with BabyMetal, and when it hits on April 4th, 2025, it hit the internet in the face with a shovel. While not as fast-growing as Ratatata, From Me to You would eventually go on to be used by Disney in the Marvel Zombies trailer. If you go find the trailer on YouTube, you can easily find people in the comments asking whose song it is in the background, and BabyMetal and Poppy fans coming in excitedly to tell them. The song itself features some of the most English-language singing Su-Metal has done, and the most on the upcoming album. The choreography by BabyMetal was praised, while some folks pointed out and wondered why Poppy chose to stand so perfectly still that a PNG is more likely than her to sprain its ankle. It really doesn't matter though, because Poppy would eventually perform the song live with BabyMetal and move around plenty. Not that she had anything to prove. Some people really just look for anything they can to criticize, I guess. Moving on, the album would now be subject to much discussion in the coming months. One huge reason was due to the fact that the full track list for Metal 4th had also released, revealing every song name and every artist that BabyMetal was collaborating with on the next album. So looking at the track list on April 4th, 2025, you could see that now that From Me to You had dropped and Metalli and Ratatata had previously been released and would be included on the upcoming album, we still had 7 songs to look forward to, 4 of which were also collabs with other artists, making the intrigue higher with fans wondering how the two bands' sounds would mix. And bonus points if you already happen to be a fan of the collaborating artist, Slaughter to Prevail, Spirit Box, and 2 returning collaborative partners in Polyphia and Bloodywood. Fan discourse went wild with wondering what these songs might sound like. Not just for the collabs, but the BabyMetal original, Kawaii, garnered special notice by the fans in its spelling. The last time we got a song spelled like that, it was BMC. And that song is an absolute powerhouse of eardrum-bursting hybrid metal. Would this song be a sequel to it? Now, I almost forgot about this fact before sitting down to write all this, but the album Metal 4th was actually originally slated to release June 13th, 2025, just 2 months after Fox Day. This release date would later get pushed to June 27th, and then again get pushed to the final set release date of August 8th, 2 months later than the original release date. Why did BabyMetal do this? In truth, the August release date was the better call and should have been the original plan. Releasing all the songs via the full album while the band was still touring was fine, but waiting until the band was close to the end of the tour would amplify anticipation for each individual song, providing BabyMetal an opportunity to tease the crap out of their new songs. And that's exactly what they did. In any case, though, since the tracklist had been released, BabyMetal fans knew that these songs must be finished. Would they surprise us with a live debut? Yes. Yes, they would. BabyMetal chose to unveil the songs Con Con and Song 3 for the first time live prior to the audio or the music videos dropping, and they did so at Brussels, Belgium on May 10th. Only fan cams would help fans who weren't there get a glimpse of these glorious new tracks. But then 16 days later, BabyMetal teased the music video for Song 3 with a YouTube short. Then again the next day. Song 3 released officially on May 28th. On a personal level, I could talk about Song 3 all day, but the reasons to like it are fairly simple. It's deliciously heavy, excessively silly, and catchier than the common cold. The song is a very rhythmic one with simple melodies, but plenty of harsh vocals. If you don't like screaming, growling, and guttural demonic bellowing, you will not like this song. But you really are missing out if you don't. This is Alex Terrible of Slaughter to Prevail who lends some of his voice to the song. Here's an example of what Alex is capable of. And since he is so brutal, they only needed him once the bridge of the song starts up. You know who is carrying the growls throughout the absolute rest of the song? That's right, kids, Momozilla. We have officially entered the Momozilla era. Momo's growls sparked online debate about whether it was really her, and to be fair, BabyMetal has had Su-Metal mime screams before. But in Song 3's music video, they really do go out of their way to make this the Momo show for the growly vocal parts. So it's her, right? There was much debate in 2025, and many folks commented and made videos discussing Momo and her alleged growls. Well, there are now multiple videos online outright proving that Momo is the one growling, so this is a BabyMetal guide, not a persuasive essay, and at this point, the fact is irrefutable. Momo can growl, and is growling in Song 3, and will continue to growl until someone stops her. And good luck with that. Speaking of Momo and growls, get a load of this.
Give me your best scream. This is...
NANI?
This short dropped one day before the Song 3 music video. Now this is a good time to stop down to discuss a trait of BabyMetal's we haven't really brought up yet. You know what's great about BabyMetal, and has always been the case for them? BabyMetal has never let the world corrupt them, and it is so refreshing that BabyMetal has stayed modest, especially in terms of how they dance and dress. BabyMetal has never worn an outfit I would call inappropriate for a young girl, and that is so incredibly respectable. Now that being said, BabyMetal are adults now, with more and more autonomy in what BabyMetal as a group does, or at least it would seem. So on the other side of the coin, in terms of what is and isn't appropriate for your kiddos, they also never really used foul language. I am not a Japanese-speaking person myself, but as I understand it, the culture in Japan in terms of swearing is quite different anyway. That being said, when Momo said this on camera, let's just say that it was a first for BabyMetal, and the internet had and still has to this day a lot of fun with it. It is the second most viewed YouTube short on BabyMetal's entire channel to date. Getting back to the grind, BabyMetal continued touring. Con Con had been unveiled live alongside Song 3, but we would not get a glimpse at its studio glory for a while yet. July 11th, in fact, would be the first time we would hear it in its true refinement. If we are being honest, the fan reception of Con Con featuring Bloodywood was a bit more lukewarm than it had been for the two previous singles. I think there are a number of reasons for this. Even though I personally loved it, firstly, the music video that dropped for Con Con was a live pro shop music video. While BabyMetal fans do love those, we had the last year gotten some of the most fun music videos BabyMetal had ever produced. In addition, much more time had passed since Con Con was leaked online from fan cam.
That is
and
lazy.
the fan cam audio was decent enough to hear the entirety of the song,
in
some more quality at least. So I think some fans had already drawn their conclusion about the song. Also, this song is widely considered the lesser of two Bloodywood collab songs, and while I do love Con Con, I can't deny that there is truth in Beck Off being the superior song. In any case, both Con Con and Song 3 were performed live with their respective artists on stages with them, just as Poppy had done first. Well, after Electric Callboy had done it. Now, on July 24th, 2025, BabyMetal held a small show for about 1,000 people in Los Angeles. It was announced only a week before it was to be held, and was referred to as a secret gig. So neither I nor you know much about it, but I was able to discover that the reason no footage exists of this secret show is because phones were required to be locked up for it to prevent anyone from leaking footage. Some fans speculated that this was because they would play unreleased songs due to the secrecy of the event, but all reports point to this not being the case. They played From Me to You, Song 3, and possibly Con Con, but not the unreleased tracks. However, it was a tiny venue and a rare experience to be physically close with BabyMetal. more so than you will ever likely be ever again due to their ability to, sell out basketball stadiums. So anyway, we finally reached the day Metal 4th would release, August 8th. And of course, BabyMetal surprised us with a premiere of one more song simultaneously. My Queen featuring Spiritbox. My Queen is a strong showing of both bands and unique as well, but now we also have Kawaii, Sunset Kiss, Algorithm, and White Flame to unpack. We would be here all day if we kept analyzing each song. There is no losing when listening to BabyMetal. For the purpose of a BabyMetal guide, the song that really needs to be discussed in BabyMetal's development that we haven't discussed yet would be Kawaii. Yes, at one point it was thought that Kawaii would be similar to BMC due to its mirroring of its naming mechanic. However, while it is also using rap elements, I would argue that BMC is more metal-centric, while Kawaii leans more into rap-centric. Most BabyMetal fans tend towards the metal over the rap, so you can guess which song is still preferred by most. But I see your BMC argument and counter with a Momo. And you don't get that in BMC. You just don't. Ready for another BabyMetal milestone? Forget that, a milestone for all Japanese artists everywhere? Less than 2 weeks after Metal 4th debuted, it ranked number 9 in the US Billboard's Top 200, marking the first time any all-Japanese fronted group charted in the top 10. This was huge. 15 years later, after members leaving, dealing with actual loss, they were not just sticking around. They were stronger than ever, breaking new ground and showing everyone that this was never a fad and never a gimmick. It was always a movement. BabyMetal were, and are to this day, cultural disruptors. Who wants your chocolate? The same month Metal 4th released, BabyMetal performed alongside renowned Japanese metal act called Saikama 2 for their 40th anniversary, notably featuring the two groups together on stage with Su-Metal singing their song El Dorado with them, and Momometal and Momometal on guitars. While fans know that Momometal already knew how to play guitar, having played it for their song Shine on stage previously, Momometal had never played a guitar on stage so far as we know. So after a long and successful 2025, BabyMetal sought to wrap up the year with a bow, in the form of a pair of North American arena shows.
I was there.
One at Intuit Dome in Los Angeles, and one in Arena CDMX in Mexico City. At Los Angeles, we got a few notable moments worth pointing out. First, Courtney finally performed My Queen with BabyMetal Live, showing
I
them
recorded that whole video of them performing it too. It is on my TikTok.
Second, a staff member dressed as Baby Bones came on stage to celebrate the Dodgers winning the series, because they did. And thirdly, Momometal did not fall down on stage. People keep saying she did, but she didn't, and I wish people would stop spreading this lie. Momometal was simply using her entire body to headbang. How can you not see it? As for the arena show in Mexico City, Mexican fans were encouraged to show up representing Dia de los Muertos, and some fans did. I also really enjoy how BabyMetal brings a themed flag to their performances, in this case, showcasing Mexico's colors within their own logo. So, nearing the end of 2025, BabyMetal hosted an online multi-day event entitled 15 Legend Songs Tournament. This was a fan-chosen top 15 songs by BabyMetal, directly voted on by fans.
So disappointed in some people during that.
Now keep in mind that most fans will say that their favorites change constantly, and a bracket is susceptible to seeding, which means essentially that very popular songs will edge out moderately popular songs that may have won out over similarly moderately popular songs. In any case, the winners of the tournament can be found online, which I will post on screen. I may be one of the few who is happy to see Amore finish ahead of Akatsuki. I love both songs, but Amore is my favorite Su-Metal solo and is not particularly close for me. I do, however, think it's pretty wild that Song 4 is the Black BabyMetal song that won out, because I think when you isolate the 4 Black BabyMetal songs in a single poll, Anadari Daisakusen likely wins for most fans, though a vocal minority favors Sis Anger on the metalhead side, and personally, I'm a GJ guy. Either way, I've found Song 4 to be consistently the least popular of the 4, so it winning is likely representative of the making of the song more than the song itself. For you see, Song 4's lyrics were the only ones to be written by GabyMetal and Momometal themselves. Anyway, the 15 Legend Songs tournament was speculated by some fans to have the purpose of being the setlist at the upcoming Legend Metal 4th concert series set to be held at Saitama Super Arena on January 10th and 11th. This is likely just a misread of the fact that the results of the polls were said to be revealed at the show, but in actuality, this was literally what they meant. The results were literally just revealed on screen at the show. Still a fun event for BabyMetal to connect with fans, and I imagine they will still use those winners for something. Now on to the Legend Metal 4th shows. there are a few moments that must be discussed. Firstly, these shows were the first live debuts of the songs White Flame and Algorithm, which both came to be some of the fan favorites off of Metal Fourth that had yet to get any love from BabyMetal after the album release. No music video for either song had been released, so seeing them debut live was nice, though I think we all hope that those songs don't fall into obscurity like some fan favorites do. Hooky Hooky Midnight. Now, for the longtime fans, Legend Metal Fourth held a special occasion within. BabyMetal performed a medley of the songs Awadama Fever and Catch Me If You Can, the latter of which had not been performed since 2017, and many fans speculated for years that the girls would never do the choreography for that song again, mostly due to this move right here. However, they indeed did the song, and they did the move. Moa looks quite satisfied with herself. But the highlight of this long-awaited return to the stage of Catch Me If You Can is that Momometal got to be a part of it for the first time, and she provided the growls for the song, which was just spectacular, even on Fancam. Now, this next thing happened 5 days before Legend Metal 4th, but in honor of BabyMetal's 15-year anniversary, they released for the first time ever an updated, re-recorded version of a classic song. Officially titled Headbanger 15th Night Version, I like to refer to it simply as Headbanger 2.0. This version of Headbanger would remix the entire song, making it sound quite different, feature Su-Metal's more mature vocal range, and most importantly, incorporate Momometal officially into the studio version of one of their most popular songs, and a song she herself made more popular through her live Headbanger performance we refer to as Momobanger. But they did not simply include Momo. They had Headbanger nearly a duet between Su and Momo, with moments throughout the video of Momo appearing front and center to make sure you know these growl parts are hers. Notably, the city where this arcade stands is called Fujioka, a seemingly intentional nod to the late Mikio Fujioka, BabyMetal's dear lead guitarist who had passed away in 2018. It's worth pointing out that this, along with some other homages and references to Mikio or Yui, are technically fan speculation, but BabyMetal is a very intentional human being, and I don't think he does much by accident. So 2026 kicks off with a new version of a beloved song, a Super Arena series in Japan to solidify BabyMetal's newest album into the pantheon. And oh, what's this? BabyMetal is featured in an anime? Well, hold on a second. We did not mention it back then, but in October 2025, BabyMetal had released a collaboration with Jam Project as BabyMetal's first official foray into anime opening theme songs.
We will be performing the opening theme song for One Punch Man Season 3 as Jam Project featuring BabyMetal.
It is the first time for us to do a Japanese animated song.
The song was received well by a core group of BabyMetal fans, but it did seem to fly under the usual radar of the greater BabyMetal fandom, likely due to not all BabyMetal fans being anime fans. But based on its surging popularity already, the recently released Faint Flower, a collaboration with Tatsuya Kitani, made for Season 2 of Hell's Paradise, this is the superior BabyMetal anime intro song. BabyMetal was also featured in an interview on Crunchyroll on February 6th of 2026, where a very excited interviewer gets to ask BabyMetal questions about themselves and about anime. And in this interview, we get the first real look into how the girls relate to anime on a personal level. It becomes clear pretty quickly that Momometal is the most familiar and she kind of carries the interview, but the interview also shed light on the fact that anime is just kind of part of the Japanese culture, where in the West we may still look at anime as rather niche. It is very interesting, and no shade to this dude who got excited. As far as BabyMetal fans go, this is actually pretty controlled. Speaking of fans controlling themselves, you may or may not have noticed that despite the popularity of the girls themselves, we never spoke of Su-Metal, Momometal, Momometal, or Yui-Metal before doing meet and greets with fans. This might sound weird, right? Lots of other idols do controlled meet and greets, even if just in the form of signing merchandise and quickly shaking hands and taking a photo. Well, they did do it, briefly, and very early on. And while there is no official stated reason as to why it stopped, there are many logically obvious reasons that fans have come to a more or less consensus on. It's all speculative, so I'll just list out the basic ideas that are theorized here. 1, the girls started off underage with a fan base of mostly adult men, and a minority of creeps do exist. 2, the girls work hard to separate their onstage personas from their personal life so that they can have, a personal life. 3, fan meet and greets can run the risk of tainting fans' image of the girls if the experience is not everything you hoped it would be, even if the girls didn't actually do anything wrong. And 4, meet and greets take time, and BabyMetal already spends an egregious amount of time traveling, rehearsing, and performing countless shows across the globe while still finding time to record new music, new videos, and interviews to promote it all. I can't believe they find the time to do everything they do already. There are a lot of understandable reasons BabyMetal doesn't do meet and greets, and most fans do get it, even if some still wish it would happen. I think the relaxed forum interviews are a great middle ground. Getting to see the girls a little looser and having more fun during the interviews and promotions scratches that itch a little bit. They do so much for the fans already. Meet and greets are not necessary, but rest assured, if they ever did decide to sell tickets to a meet and greet, enough bandwidth does not exist in the world to prevent a colossal website failure, because that would truly break the internet. So back to 2026 and BabyMetal's trajectory. This brings us to March 2026. Just before Fox Day of this year, and so far, BabyMetal has confirmed appearances at multiple festivals across Australia, Europe, and the US, many of which are festivals they are returning to from past appearances. The Metaraji Fest is set for March 29th, and that is pretty much what we know so far. By the time this BabyMetal guide video is posted to YouTube, there will certainly be more information, as Fox Day will either be happening or have already happened, depending on how long it takes me to edit this unholy monstrosity. So before I leave you, a bite-sized BabyMetal summary for those who did not want to sit through hours of rambling. BabyMetal, a Japanese kawaii metal band that consisted of Su-metal, Yui-metal, and Momometal, began in Japan as the wacky brainchild of Koba Metal. Their crazy fusion of J-pop singing and dancing with metal music became so popular that they left the bubble of the J-pop idol group they started with called Sakura Gakuin and became their own standalone act. They created a substantial following in Japan until they became local legends, and this combined with some viral recognition online became their ticket to begin getting invited overseas to show the rest of the world who they were, starting in Singapore. Eventually they would come to Sonosphere, where crowds who started the show with doubt and skepticism were shouting BabyMetal's name by the end of their set. After that, BabyMetal began a trend of touring across the world year in and year out, and slowly transforming from small show openers to arena-level headliners. Along the way, they lost some friends, but they transformed the pain of their loss into new hope and determination, and today they stand as Su-metal, Momometal, and Momometal, who has helped preserve the legacy of BabyMetal and Yui-metal while helping transform BabyMetal into a new version of itself. Along their journey, BabyMetal made countless friends with musical legends and musicians who are still on the rise, and continue to spread love for metal music through the most wholesome network of musical humans ever to utter the phrase impaled rectum.
Impaled rectum.
Today, BabyMetal is arguably the most popular band internationally to hail from Japan. They have broken records and never once stopped smiling and paying respect to the legends who came before. I want to end this BabyMetal guide with a focus on the true guiding principle of BabyMetal. If you were to sum up BabyMetal in one word, it would be friendship. BabyMetal came into existence to make metal music and pop music listeners become friends. A large group of composers at Amuse and Kami Band friends supported BabyMetal as they pursued their success and made more friends along the way. When they lost some friends, the friendship of Sue and Moa literally held BabyMetal together. Then Sue and Moa made a new friend, Momometal, and they began more aggressively making friends than they ever did before through other musical artists. Collaborations are a realization of a musical friendship. The repeat invites from venues to BabyMetal, a professional friendship. BabyMetal's unwavering positivity oozes, "I want to be your friend" energy. I understand that there are going to be people that hear all this and say, well, you know, it's speculation to say any of these people are really friends, they just work together. Sure, but this misses the point and the spirit of what BabyMetal is doing. BabyMetal is bringing people together. In a world full of division, you cannot put a price on that. Call it what you want. Call it a revolution, call it musical theater, call it not for me, if that's how you feel. As for me, I call it friendship, and BabyMetal is really good at it. See ya.
Good shit, Gabby. Good shit.
Yes. I love like the little fake out. He's like, in quick summary, and then in conclusion. Good shit, man. That was fantastic.
Yes, it was very long though. My eyes are starting to dry, so it looks like I'm crying.
No, it's okay. You can admit that you're crying. It's fine.
I'm not crying. You're crying.
I'm not crying. I'm not crying. Oh, but that was great. Good fucking job, dude. Whew.
Yes.
Now
I did see at one point that some people jumped in our channel and then they kind of left. But
it's been fluctuating from like 2 to like 5 viewers, which it's fine. I'm expecting the VOD on YouTube to get a lot of views. But
yeah, if you guys are watching on the YouTube channel, we'll try to do more of these. Maybe not so long. Try to keep them like under an hour or so. But if you guys want to come join us and just in chat. We can just chat about stuff.
Yeah, I'll find a new like streaming to be able to make sure we're able to stream on the YouTube and Twitch the next time we do something like this. But when
we tried to set it up today, but it was just I guess what Streamlabs was giving you shit.
Yeah, dude, apparently Streamlabs it has to be like only one horizontal and one vertical. Like fuck you TikTok and Instagram for fucking that up. But yeah, but when it comes to us finally like diving into watching like their live concerts and all that, that will strictly be on our Patreon and be live streamed on there, just because of Twitch and YouTube potentially just like striking us down, and we're not about that life. We're not about to get struck down. So I still don't know how people on Twitch are able to like watch music videos and stuff with other people and not get like struck down or anything like that. So
they're probably just not getting. I think if you're doing something live, you're okay. I just don't think you can save the video. So I think you might have to take it down, or it will get copyright struck. I'm not sure how it works though.
I don't know.
Again,
we're people. We just do this for fun, so
I'm just guessing.
Yeah. But I think we're gonna end it there. Almost coming up on 2 hours here. So sorry for like my internet cutting out for like a hot second, which it shouldn't be doing because I thought I got everything fixed. Fucking Spectrum, fuckers.
It's all good. That just means you have to edit those two things.
Yeah, I just gotta put them together. Even though like, I will say this: Streamlabs never went down, so that all was streaming. At least according to this. I wish like I hit like stream and record at the same time, but I didn't, like an idiot. So, oh hey, cool, we got our first bot right when the stream was about to end. Nice. Right when the stream was about to end, we get a lovely bot. Let me get rid of this person. Report. Spam/bots. Next. Spam. It's a bot.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Whoa,
if you did join us, and we hope you enjoyed the video. We know it wasn't much of a reaction. It was kind of just I was very intrigued, so I didn't talk a lot because I was actually learning quite a bit from the video itself. Hopefully you learned some stuff from it, and go check out Gabby's channel. We'll link it in the description so you guys can go check them out, like, subscribe, do all that good jazz. But I don't know, man. Everybody's been pretty chill and very nice to us. Thank you for all the kind words.
Yeah,
not everybody is super nice, but yeah, that's okay. I get it. I don't have the best energy, but I do like the band and stuff. So
it's honestly it's amazing how much support we've gotten and how much everyone's been just really accepting and kind to us, like either from the ones from BabyMetal or the Otto fan group. Like, we really appreciate it, and we appreciate all the comments and the likes that everyone does, because like I said, we're just doing this for fun. It was just something where I wanted to show Eric music because Eric doesn't really listen to music, so it's just been a really fun journey, and us also learning of other bands too. Like, I never listened to Otto before, and we're having a blast with that. So yeah, you got any final words before I hit end stream?
Be excellent to one another
and party on, dudes. Have a wonderful